Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where tonight we are playing something new with a lot of players in a different system, Unknown Armies. The scenario is Jailbreak. It was written by Greg Stolze, and it's available from Drive-Thru RPG. It features in the One Shots scenario collection. Our game master is Matthew Sanderson, and this is a one-shot. Some of us are unfamiliar with the system, so bear that in mind while you watch. Without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Matt?
Right, thank you very much, Tom. So it has been quite a few years since I've run this system and indeed run this scenario. So for my own benefit and the benefit of those that haven't played UA before, we're going to do a quick run through of how the rules work. So there's a helpful document you can find online if you do a quick search for it that gives you about the rules, which is a one-page summary of how the game works. It uses percentile dice, so 2d10, and that's pretty much all the dice you need for the game. There might be the rare exception where you need to re-roll one of those dice if you add a single dice to anything. But generally those two, to make a number between 0, 1 and 0, 0, 100, that's all you need to do. The general principle is you're looking to roll under your stat or skill, but roll high. So if you've got a 70 in something you're trying to roll for, get like in the high 60s upwards. That's kind of the general ethos, is roll under, but high under your target. If you roll and the dice comes up as 0, then that can count as a 10 for purposes of when you need to do damage or adding things up. There are 4 stats in the game on each of your sheets. You have body, speed, mind, and soul. Each one of those has a series of abilities linked to them. So body is pretty much as it says on the tin. It's things that would be like strength related. Speed is almost dexterous. Mind is knowledge and education. And soul is kind of a bit of the weird one. It's kind of power in terms of Call of Cthulhu, but also it's where some of your social skills are based off as well. To do skill checks, these are determined by ultimately how much time you've got to do a roll and also how much of a skill you've got. We've got minor skill checks. As long as you've got 15% in a skill, then that's good enough. You don't have to make a roll for that. If you're not under pressure, you just do it. If you haven't, then your stat is the associated stat for that skill is reduced by 30%, and then you do need to make a roll against it. For a significant skill check, this is where there's a bit of uncertainty. There might be some actual risk. That's the point when you're going to roll the dice. But you're looking to roll potentially equal to or under your skill level. If you succeed, that's a strong success. If you roll equal to or under your stat, then that's a kind of weaker success. So you can still get a good chance of actually performing actions. Because as you'll see in this, your skills are quite low for the majority of the skills that you've got. 15 is kind of the default of where the free skills start. So they're pretty low. Major skill checks are when you're in tense situations. This is when, such as you're in combat, you're at risk. Then you're aiming to get under your skill. So that's when it becomes pretty tense and pretty dangerous to start making rolls. You say roll your dice. Sometimes there are minimum rolls that you have to perform. You have to get to a certain target. Like if you're performing called shots or anything like that, then you have to roll a minimum level and still succeed. So like, for instance, going after a particular body part might be you have to get a minimum of 30%. So if you've only got a 15% skill, you're not going to do it. You're just not skilled enough to be able to achieve that kind of level of success. For those of you that play Delta Green, you might be familiar with the match successes and match failures rules. This is where that mechanic came from, because you'll find some of the same design team worked on Delta Green as well as UA. So you roll matched numbers like 11, 66, 44, and as long as it's a success, good things happen. If it's over your target number, bad things happen, and it gets real bad real quick. Fumbles, such as when you roll 00, the worst thing possible occurs. 01, a critical, the best things possible happen. On your sheet, now for the PDFs I've supplied, you might need to zoom in a bit on this because it can be a little bit tricky on how the formatting works. On your skill list, you'll see one skill is in bold. Whenever I put it, I normally underline it or put a box around it or do something to make it really obvious. But in this case, it's just bold, but you might have to zoom in. That is your obsession skill. This is something that is core to your personality, which is kind of your shtick. This is the thing that you do and that you do really well. When you roll that skill, let's say you rolled 91. If it's your obsession skill, you can flip-flop it and turn that 91 into a 19. Doesn't cost anything, but you can only do it on your obsession skill. Unless you end up having to use a passion. The passion stimulus. These are your rage, fear, and noble stimuluses. If anything meets those criteria and you want to make a roll, you can cash those in once per game for each one of those to get a flip-flop. So, for instance, let's say that someone has a noble skill of helping the innocent, and you see an old lady trying to cross the road and there's a car barreling towards her. You rush forwards and try to do a grapple roll to pull her back onto the street. You roll that 91 and go, oh, crap, she's going to get splatted by a bus. You can flip-flop that to become a 19 and drag her out to safety, assuming that 19 would be a success for you. You can also shift rolls when it comes to combat. This is one thing to observe more than situational modifiers. When we go into combat, we'll go through step by step what you need to do. But bear in mind, you can have what they call a focus on a particular target. If you want to go all out on a single person, you can elect to choose that your skill gets a +10, +20, or +30 bump. Let's say that Juan is going all out on Donna, just picking two names on my screen here. That Juan decides, I'm going to take a +10 shift on Donna to get more of a decent attack. Juan gets his +10 shift, but everyone else that then attacks Juan gets +10 against him. And if they focus on each other, they can stack, but they only go up to a maximum of +30. Again, we'll get to that option, but because you have to declare that in combat, it's always something to know, because your skills are so low, it gives you the ability to finally actually hit someone or do something against someone. And yeah, the rest of it, mainly, I think the last thing we'll cover is madness. Because this game, being a horror game, does have madness. It's a bit like Call of Cthulhu in that sense. But madness is divided up into different categories. And these have hardened and failed notches. The first stress meter, violence, as it says on the tin, being in a combat, being in a fight, being in something really horrifically violent can be pretty horrifically scary. So you can be either hardened or failed to that, depending on if you've been in a few fights, if you've kind of held your own. If you've got a hardened notch, and this applies to any of the madness meters, checks come in different ranks. If you've got a number of hardened notches equal to the stress level that you're being asked to roll, you don't even pick up the dice. You say, oh, I've been through this before. It's like a soldier doesn't have to make a stress check for being punched in the face. But if someone with 0 violence would have to make that check, because being attacked with a weapon, shot, or slash is a rank 1 violence check. But yeah, you've been around the block a few times. You know what a fight is. You don't have to make that. You don't have to make that roll. Then there's the unnatural. Without going into detail, there's weird shit in this game, and boy, does it get real weird, real quick. There's also helplessness, which is essentially representing the loss of control. People are comfortable when they're in control of their situations. When that control goes away, they get scared real quick. Isolation is a bit of a weird one, which is that people generally crave human contact. Being quite an introvert myself, I've never really got this. I'd be quite happy being on my own on a desert island without any human contact. But apparently in this game, it can fuck you up. So there are various ways that if you are isolated for a long period of time, that it can make you go a bit screwy in the head. And the last one is self. This is probably the most complex one, because this is where you are forced to do something or do something by accident where you realize that it contravenes your own sense of who you are. So, for instance, if you end up finding yourself breaking a promise that you really didn't want to break, or you do something that you think, actually, was I really capable of that, or can I even do this? That's when you'd be rolling a self stress. When you get to 10 of those hardened notches, this is across the board, that's when you start to go a little bit desensitized to things, that you become a little bit too numb to the world around you. If you end up with 5 failed notches in any one single madness meter, so like 5 violence, 5 unnatural, whatever, as long as it's in a single band, you're also then getting into the realms of permanent insanity, that your mind is really starting to be on the point of breaking. If that does happen, I'll be impressed to see it happen in a one shot. But if it does happen, if the dice really hate you, then we'll get to that if it does happen. The way that you make a roll against these stress meters is it's a mind roll whenever you're encountered by something that basically will start to freak you out. And if you fail it, there are 3 different options that you can go down. You can either basically run away from what scares you. You can be paralyzed with fear, or you can go apeshit and attack it. And that craziness will last until the source of whatever it is basically goes away. Right. And with that said, I think that it's probably time that we can begin the scenario, unless anyone has any questions.
I'm curious. So the hardened number tells us about how much trauma we are pre-prepared for. When does the failed number come into play, and how does it change?
The failed number, if you, like, for instance, using an example here, pulling some numbers out of the air. Let's say you are in a situation where you're attacked by what they call a magical blast, and a magical attack that is targeted against you. If you've never had that happen before, that is an unnatural check at rank 5. So you have a look to see how many hardened notches you've got on your sheet. If you have got hardened to unnatural 5 or more, you don't pick up the dice and you don't need to roll, because you're already fine with that. You've been around the occult underworld, and you know this kind of stuff happens. If you have less than 5, you make a mind roll. If you succeed, you get a hardened notch. So let's say you had 3 hardened notches in unnatural, you go up to 4 hardened notches. So gradually over time, you will get desensitized to these things. If you fail the mind roll, you pick up a failed notch. Think there is a scale in the core book for kind of how it describes how you become a bit more twitchy and the kind of behavior that you have. For a one shot, I'm not going to hold you to say this is the set responses you've got. Just treat it for yourself as a gauge as to how close to breaking point you are getting. That by the time you get to 5, that's when you are all out. Anything will set you over the edge if you need to even think about picking the dice up. Okay. Any more?
Nope.
Right. I think we can begin then. So there's a bit of a canned intro that's provided for the game, which I think sets the scene quite nicely. So I'll read that out and set the scene. It was not a quiet night. A sudden storm blew across the farmlands, bringing thunder and lightning. An old man and his wife looked out at the storm as it turned to hail. They discussed going to the cellar, deciding only to do so if the weather became more extreme. They did not listen to the radio, so they didn't hear the news. They didn't try to call anyone, so they didn't know their phone lines had been cut. They did not know whether there had been a jailbreak. They did not know a guard had been taken hostage by 4 convicts who had then seized a van on the highway. Maybe the wife briefly saw a face at the window and dismissed it as a trick of the light and her own fancy. Maybe the husband squinted his aged eyes into the storm, but their dog was quiet. Their house was secure from the storm, and neither really suspected. They had no clue until they felt a cold draft from the direction of the back door, until they turned and saw a large man pointing a pistol at them. He was soaking wet, dressed in orange coveralls with Surrey State Penitentiary stenciled on the back and front. His eyes were wide, but his voice was calm as he said, "Do what we say and no one dies." And then he looked over his shoulder and said, "Ice pick, bring in the others." And that is where we start. So, man with the gun, would you like to identify yourself?
Steve Updike, upstanding citizen now. So come on, bring him in, get him in the dining room. I'm sorry to interrupt your wonderful dinner that I'm sure you had planned, but come on, clear out the area. We need a space for our little guests here. Officer?
Get out of here.
No. No. See, I'm what you call a friend. You don't turn away a friend, especially one that comes bearing gifts. So you go ahead, you take hello, ma'am. It's a pleasure.
Well, what are you doing in my house?
Well, we're just taking ourselves out of the storm for a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and set up some of our friends here because we're all friends here, all right? We're all friends. See, me, Ice Pick, his name's Ice Pick, by the way. He's a real fun fella. We won't do this. Juan, give a howdy hi if you don't mind.
Yeah, look, folks, just come in the other room. Come and sit down. We'll just do what he says. He's kind of,
in
on edge
charge.
right now. Come on.
No, yeah, in charge. Yeah, Morton. Don't try calling anybody. It won't work. Morton took care of that. Thank you, Morton.
You're welcome.
Oh,
No, look, come here, lady. Come on. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, don't touch my wife.
Come in here and sit.
At this point, I'm going to take. I'm assuming I've got like one arm, either on or near the officer, and I'm going to take him with his. I've got his stun gun kind of up against his back, so he doesn't get any funny ideas. And I'm going to kind of lead him into the other room and sit him down, kind of, following Steve's plan. And be like, yeah, listen, Juan's right. Let's just all take a seat. Listen, nobody has to. This is, everyone has to listen. Nobody has to get hurt. There you go.
Sir, ma'am, I'm sorry about this. These men are dangerous. I think that the safest and wisest course is just do what they say. My apologies.
I'm going to put my hand on Jake's shoulder, and I'm going to lean over and say, "You need to be quiet."
And Jake knows he's a friend of ours, from whatever. You get it. Yeah, come on. You two nice ladies. Come on.
You don't have to do this.
Oh, it's okay. We're all friends. You're fine. You'll get your car back once we're all done, and you can go on your merry way with what's her face.
My car that you ran out of petrol. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, we call it gasoline here in wherever we are. Where are we anyways? Jeez. You know what? I don't need geography. I don't need it. I'm not worried about it. Yep. Let's all get in here. Officer, you first.
What time is it, Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, this is fairly late at night now. This is about maybe 10 o'clock. So just coming up to the time that Ella and Uda would have been thinking about going to bed in the not too distant future. So it is, say, fairly late. And the hail is coming down outside in kind of golf ball and tennis ball sized lumps. So going out there for any length of time is going to get pretty painful.
I'm going to check the kitchen to see if there's anything in there.
Okay. So you go through from the main living room where Uda and Ella were to begin with. You're probably quite grateful to get out of there because you can see there is a dog that's in the living room.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's kind of poking out from behind the corner of a sofa.
What kind of dog?
Looks like well, in fact, actually, we'll leave that to Uda. What type of dog do you want your lovely companion to be?
Kind of like a black lab.
It's a gigantic wolfhound or something.
Alaskan Malamute, kind of takes up half the room.
Yeah, I don't like the dog.
Yeah, you kind of back out of there fairly quick. You go through the dining room to get to the kitchen. So obviously the big heavy dining room table. There's some chairs around that in the dining room, and and the kitchen that you've come through, because I believe that's where the back door is. Yeah, the back door is from the kitchen and then comes through into the living room. That is kind of spacious. There's plenty of room. There's a gas range cooker. I mean, it's a little out of date. You'd think it's probably not. The appearance of the house is that it could evidently do with a good lick of paint. So from the outside, every time there's got a thunder blast in the distance, the windows rattle. And combined with the storm outside, you've got the place is getting a bit beaten up, but it looks like it's been beaten up for a few years before this as well. But yeah, a little rundown. And everything here is kind of old. There's nothing here that looks really new. I mean, the living room, you didn't see a TV. You didn't even see a radio. There was a little record player in the corner that you saw that had some gramophone wind up and some discs.
This is a farm, yeah. So 60s decor. I mean, farmhouse 60s decor.
Yeah, with a vaguely European feel to it as well. Yeah. Given the name, that you may think that the Krasmayersky is probably immigrants of some kind. There's kind of a little twang in the accent that you can't quite place. There is a large fridge freezer in here, which is probably the only modern piece of technology that you've seen in the place.
I'm hoping for some chicken or something like that.
Okay.
You're going to start cooking?
I'm not in the same room as you anymore.
Oh, okay, great.
There is a pantry that you can see that's got the open door that goes through to. That's where all the food seems to be kept.
Okay.
Although off to one side, you do see this weird thing sat in the corner. I mean, it looks a bit like a dishwasher, but it's not any kind of dishwasher that you recognize. You're fairly sure dishwashers don't have hands in them.
It's weird. But I'm more interested. Is there any like cold leftovers or anything in the fridge?
There's a few, but it is pretty sparse. It looks like they don't eat much around here.
I wonder what they had for dinner. Nothing on the stove?
There's probably a couple of probably mucky pans, but otherwise it looks like most of the dishes have been put into this weird framework, and you can see there's got rubber glove covered hands that are on mechanical arms, equipped with one's holding a brush, one's holding a sponge. You can see there's a couple of nozzles in there as well that look like they could potentially act as some kind of cleaning mechanism, but it's the weirdest fucking dishwasher you've ever seen. Yeah, well, maybe it's some weird new thing they got. Damn it, they don't have any food. Can I grab a butcher knife or a paring knife or something? Yeah, if you have a look through the drawers in here, there's plenty of knives. There's regular knives. There is a big butcher knife and also a 10-inch big slicer as well. So yeah, if you want a butcher knife, you can grab that. I'll take the butcher knife and see if I can slip it into my belt, just so that I mean, not in my pants because I cut myself, but like through my belt. And then I'm just going to walk back out there. So don't you people eat? No leftovers?
Well, it's only myself and my husband. I don't cook much food.
My wife is an excellent cook, and
You got any coffee?
yes,
I could start a fresh pot if coffee is what you want.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
you
ahead.
get in here and make some coffee.
I'll
I'll stay with her.
Okay, what's the little fella's name? The dog you got? I love
It's,
dogs.
That's my dog Tristan.
No.
Oh, come here, Tristan.
But no. Put that outside.
Why?
No,
he's
he's
in the
fine.
store.
perfectly good dog.
No, he could have it trained to attack any one of you.
Hailing.
No.
Come
Yes,
on now.
He hasn't attacked anybody so far.
He's a very friendly dog.
We are in their house.
I'm going to help Ella get up. I'm going to be gentle with her. I don't want to seem threatening, but I'm going to walk with her to the kitchen and keep my eye on that fucking dog. Dog just sits there, real big puppy eyes, looking really, to everyone else, it looks like the cutest dog in the world. To you, it's like fucking Cerberus. This thing is like giving you the evil eye.
Great. Come here, Tristan. Come here. And he's gonna get down right next to it, and you can't help but notice the gun by it. So yeah, Tristan and I are gonna be real good friends, aren't we? And that'll just keep everybody friendly here, huh?
He doesn't bark. He doesn't growl. He doesn't even kind of woof. He just kind of sits there and looks at you, tail gently wagging from side to side.
Yeah,
And
it's a good boy.
Ella will start making a pot coffee under Juan's watchful eye.
And
Juan's just gonna go ahead and lift up all the phone receivers and make sure there isn't a dial tone.
Yep. Not after you successfully cut the phone lines, so you're all good.
so in a moment of boredom, I'll probably, while I'm watching Ella, I'll say, so what kind of dishwasher is that? Never seen anything like it.
Oh, it's one of my husband's works. He's very good with machines
He's an inventor?
of sorts.
Weird looking.
It's
let me help you with that.
odd. Oh, thank you.
Look, we're not going to hurt you. Just do whatever Steve wants you to do, and we'll be out of here. We just got to stay out of the storm.
Okay.
So, Steve,
Those of you back in the living room, taking in a bit more of the decor, you can hear obviously those two talking in the kitchen. The room you're in, there's a nice couple of big sofas in here, kind of over padded, overstuffed, quite well worn and such here. I'd say with this vaguely European feel about the room, it looks nice and comfortable and nice and cozy. There's also, off in the corner that may attract some of your eyes, there's what you think to begin with is maybe like a little table, but it's got a frame around it. And sat in there are what look to be two little wind-up little figurines. One of which looks like a gorilla with a pair of boxing gloves, and the other one looks like I think it's, he says, trying to remember description. It's a gorilla and a.
Pretty sure the other one's a lion, right?
No, gorilla and a bear. That's it.
Bear.
That's it. So the bear also has boxing gloves. Big key in the back of them that you evidently wind up, and it looks like some kind of boxing ring. That's a little toy area that's been set up in the corner.
Rock'em Sock'em. My brother and I loved that growing up.
Yeah, it's just a thing. I'm just a thing I made. Just a thing.
Does it work? Can you turn it on?
Yeah, it'll work. Yeah.
well,
Are you
let's
going
see.
over and demonstrating, or are you leaving them to play around with it?
I don't want them touching anything, so I'm going to go over and I'll turn it on a little bit.
Okay, you turn the key on the back of them a couple of times, and for those of you that pay attention to it, you can see the bear straighten up, brings up its gloves, and then marches forward towards the gorilla, which likewise then does the same, and they start having a little sparring match between them. You can see the gorilla evidently does a couple of jabs, tries to go for an uppercut, goes for a swing, and the bear weaves and ducks out of the way as the gorilla's becoming the more aggressive between them. And it's actually quite a fantastic piece of engineering here for what evidently seems clockwork. I mean, this seems more like something you'd find as real high-end, got AI controlled toy. This is pretty impressive.
Does it sound like, does it make a noise when it's turned, and does it clack and judder?
Oh yes.
What do the joints look like? Are they covered with fake fur, or can you see the little metallic elbow? Or
The former, they are all covered.
Oh.
You can hear the clockwork mechanism inside, but you can't see any of the mechanism itself.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you seeing that? What kind of weapons you got here, Uter? You got a Or sorry, I guess we don't know your name. What's your name, pal?
I'm Uder.
Uder.
And, that's
That's a
my
good
my
name.
wife Ella.
Uderella. How about that? Match made in heaven. What kind of weapons you got in this place, huh?
I don't have any weapons.
Oh, come on. It's a farm. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, we're very very peaceful, Ella and I. We don't have any weapons. No.
How do you keep vermin from eating your crops?
I put out like noise making traps, scarecrows, that kind of stuff.
What?
Uder, are you lying to us?
No, we don't have any weapons.
I'm going to lean over to Steve. What's the plan here?
Well, I think we're going to need to keep everybody together. If they got like a closet we can shove these, these folks into, that might be the easiest way to keep them quiet for the night. But I say we just keep them and see what the morning holds. This hailstorm can't last forever, and they've got to have a car out of here.
Yes. Well, I'd like to remind you that these people have nothing to do with what we're involved in, and we are in their home.
Of course. This is a completely reasonable thing. We're all friends here. It's like I keep saying. I'm not lying. We're all friends. And it would just break my heart if somebody were to, mess with that. So I think we all understand. We're just going to be chill.
Good.
Ella, why don't you hold the door for me and I'll take this tray out for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Got
And
9 coffee
I'll-
cups and a pot of coffee.
And Ella will hold open the door for you.
I walk out and I hand Steve his cup first.
No, thanks. I won't be taking anything.
No coffee?
No.
I watched her. It's coffee. It's not rat poison.
Tell you what, take a sip and we'll just see what happens later. Okay?
Oh, fine. But I'm not going to stand here holding this fucking tray.
Well,
So
take
Oh,
a
you
I'll
sip
set
and
it
leave
down.
it there.
set it on the table.
We'll even use a coaster.
Thank you.
I hand Jake a cup. And I'll take a cup. I drink it. Ladies.
Pretty damn good coffee. In the words of a certain FBI detective or FBI special agent, damn fine coffee.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was Juan, right?
One. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a lot of siblings. You have family. You have kids.
Of course I do. I don't have kids.
I'm a parent myself.
Yes.
My wife left me when I got in prison. Rosita.
That's terrible.
You had a wife?
Story one.
Yeah, you're lucky. Yeah. You're trouble.
Tell me more of your story. I'm interested.
You don't need to know my story.
I'm sure that everyone has a wonderful story that we can tell together.
Mr. Krimorsky's here. It's apparently some sort of an inventor. He's got a strange washing machine in the kitchen.
You ever thought about taking that on Shark Tank or something there?
Oh no, I just dabble in this and that. I make toys. That's all I do.
So no weapons, just toys. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
I just make toys, little things like the boxing bear and gorilla. That's kind of what I do.
This boxing toy, Mr. Krasmersky, how long did it take you to make something like this?
Well, I'm not as young as I used to be, so it takes me quite a while to do this kind of work. I've got arthritis and everything.
Who wins, Mr. Krasmersky? The bear or the gorilla?
It's random.
Have you ever considered getting a patent on any of your inventions? I'm sure that with the right paperwork, we could get that done super quickly, and it would be only for a nominal fee, of course.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Well,
It is important to protect your intellectual property.
And we got all the time in the world tonight. So, if you want to hash some of that stuff out, maybe do some estate planning.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd have to talk to Ella about what, and thing. That's very personal, I think.
Sure. Well, I know you said you don't have weapons, but do you mind showing maybe a couple of the associates around and just to be sure, you don't have anything that looks like it's a toy gun, but maybe it shoots real bullets. Huh?
Oh, no, nothing. I don't make anything dangerous. No, nothing like that.
Oh, but see, we're real good. We can figure out how to make stuff dangerous.
Why would you want to do that? These are kids' toys.
Yeah, well, it's handy.
You don't got a TV? I haven't watched TV in so long.
No, we don't have TV.
What do you guys do for fun?
Well, we have our gramophone. We listen to music.
Gramophone.
Oh yes, my apologies. The record player.
Do you have a radio, ma'am?
No, just the record player.
So what sort of music do you listen to?
Yeah, I'll look at their collection.
If you do want to listen to something, feel free to pick.
What are these big black round things?
Those are called 78s.
The vinyl collection, huh?
Oh, yes.
Ice pick, have you found well, I hate to say it. Have you found an ice pick yet? You got to get yourself armed.
I mean, I've got the stun gun, but that's a good idea. Do you have an ice pick?
Why on earth would we have an ice pick?
What is going on here?
You have a gramophone.
What kind of farmers are you? You don't have a gun. You don't have an ice pick. You've got inventions and gramophones. What is going on? Hey.
Do you keep a shovel around?
Oh yeah, we got shovels and garden tools and all kinds of that kind of stuff. I mean, we're not that strange.
Well, a spade's like an ice pick if you kind of think about it.
Well, unwieldy though. They got knives in the kitchen.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm
so
going
we are
to go
civilized.
to the kitchen, and I'm going to grab a knife and just come back in and sit down.
Yeah, plenty of knives in there. That's not a problem. As you pick up the knife from one of the drawers and you turn around, your eye catches the kind of semi-open door into the pantry, and you're gonna do a little bit of a double take because for a second you think there's something almost like a statue sat on one of the shelves, and you realise it's actually something a bit more mechanical. That looks like almost a dancer that's dressed in a ball gown tux, so a long coat coming off the back, arm wrapped around what looks like a can, and then attached to the arm is a circular blade, and its other hand is up in a position as if it stopped mid-pirouette or mid-dance move, and it looks like some kind of weird kind of can opener.
All right, I was returning to the living room, but seeing that Morton's just too curious, I'm going to go inspect it.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely, from the position that it's been put in, it looks like a can has been inserted from the front, and then this thing hasn't been wound up fully. It's kind of in a stasis mode. And yeah, this thing, you can kind of guess that it would be able to move around it, suspended by a point where the hand is connected to a bit above, that it would turn and twist. And as this thing twists around, it would presumably cut open the can.
Is there a can of baked beans in here somewhere?
Yeah, Easily a can of baked beans. In fact, almost a whole row of them that you can see up there. It's a good staple food.
I'm going to try to see if I can't use this thing to open the can.
Okay. Yep. You put the can into the slot, and then there's a big chunky wheel underneath it, or a key that you turn. Again, you can hear the thing cranking up, and then without any music or without any kind of accompaniment, this thing almost seems to come to life in front of your eyes. It moves in such a fluid motion that you can see as it turns and pirouettes. It gazes longingly at the can. You can almost feel the emotion come off the eyes of this little figurine. And as its hand turns, it slices the top of the can off as it spins and spins and spins until finally the lid pops off, and then the doll just gazes longingly into what evidently seems to be a can of beans, and then slowly comes to a stop, all the life draining out of it.
Okay, I'm going to grab a spoon and return to the living room. And having noticed that Mr. Krasmersky seemed not too keen on us touching his stuff, I'm going to take my seat again on the couch and address him and say, I'm very sorry. I was hungry. Nice can opener, by the way.
Yeah, I'm pretty fond of it myself. You all need to be very careful with some of my inventions. You know, they can be dangerous if mishandled. So just be very careful with it. You know.
Well, I appreciate that, sir. You're very good.
And they're delicate as well. I mean, you know, they could come apart and all that stuff. I can fix it, but you know, just be careful with some of the things in my house.
But of course, sir.
Well, I'm intrigued. It's could you take me to some of these ones that are dangerous when mishandled? I'd be real interested.
Well, I don't have anything like, you know, you just if you want to see something, just ask me, and I'll be happy to show you how it works.
Steve, give the guy a break. He's an old man. We don't need to terrorize these people. We just need to get to the point where we can leave safely.
Are you terrorized? I don't feel like I'm terrorizing. Maybe I am.
Look, these are just people.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't how I thought we were going to spend our Friday evening.
Us either. Yeah, us either. Tell you what, why don't we take a little trip and let's just kind of check out the area. I'm kind of interested in what kind of stuff you got around here. So, eeny, meeny.
Steve.
Yeah.
Can I use the bathroom, please?
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
I need to actually. The coffee. Women of a certain age, it goes through real quick. I'm busting.
Oh, I know the feeling, dear.
Want me to take him?
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
All right.
You can't think that's not how this is gonna fight.
I really.
I need my
Is there
privacy.
more than one bathroom? Like I can't hold it. Ella, is there more than one bathroom here?
There's a bathroom down here, and there's one upstairs.
Okay.
Does the one down here have a window?
It's a
Yes.
bathroom
Yeah,
in a farmhouse. It has a window. It's not a cell block.
Yeah. Come
Well,
on.
I'm just so all right. Well, I'm just saying. Who's going upstairs?
Oh, that doesn't matter to me.
All right. How about Janet? You go upstairs, and then Morton. If you don't see her come down, something's amuck, or and then I'll take Donna to this bathroom.
I'll go with Janet upstairs. I
right.
won't go into the bathroom with you.
Yeah, because I mean, at least the upstairs one, I'm assuming if they jump out the window, we'll hear when they scream and as they break their legs hitting the ground.
While they're doing this, Matt, I'd like to kind of go around the perimeter of the house and just peek outside of all the blinds and see what the weather's doing and if there's anybody coming up the road.
Sure. Yeah, you have a good look round. You basically do a circuit round. The route would take you from the living room. You then go round called the utility room and stairs to the cellar block, into the dining room, into the kitchen, and then back round would then be through to the bathroom and then back out into the living room. Outside, it is pretty dark and there are no lights for miles around. It doesn't look as though there's any neighboring structures out here for as far as the eye can see. Not uncommon in areas like this. You think if there are neighboring farms, they are likely going to be a hell of a long way away. You also remember from where you had to ditch the car about a mile away, you are quite away from the highway down a long driveway. So if anyone did start coming down here, A, they would have to have the lights on the car because otherwise it's pitch black, which would be a dumb move, especially in this weather. You know the direction in which to look, which is pretty much out the front door, so towards the front porch angle. You would be able to see them coming from a long way away if a car was coming. And thankfully, there is nothing coming yet.
All right. As I pass the door to the cellar, Morton's just too curious. What have they got down there?
Okay, the door to the cellar is locked.
Oh.
Now, Juan has gone upstairs to mind one bathroom. David is minding the other bathroom downstairs, and Morton is taking a tour.
Yeah, Steve's staying put then, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I guess Steve's staying put. And if Steve turns his back on me for a tenth of a second.
That's okay. Tristan will tell me if I know I'm keeping my eye on you there, Jake. Keeping my distance if I can.
I didn't say that out loud, frankly.
That's right.
That was a telepathic note to the voice above.
Hey, what's this over here?
Janet, I need you to leave the door open a little.
Look,
I'm not.
I know that you come from a place with no personal stands, but I have a right to my privacy. You know, you and I both know that I'm not going to do anything stupid. Just let me piss in peace.
I ain't gonna peek at you, I swear.
Look, I won't latch the door. You happy with that? I'll leave it just that little bit. So if you really are so consumed with coming in and watching a lady taking a shit,
I ain't gonna watch.
That's your choice.
You keep talking to me though while you're in there.
Keep talking to you. Well, if you're gonna talk to me, then I want to know your story, Juan. You know, you mentioned that your wife left you. I had a client down in Tampa who, when he got pulled up on some drug charges that were bullshit, by the way. He got pulled up on some drug charges, and not only did his old lady leave him, she burned his house down for good measure. Fucking crazy bitch.
Not too unlike my story. I didn't do a damn thing.
You didn't do a damn thing. You got pulled up on bullshit.
I got pulled up on a DWH, driving while Hispanic.
Oh, those motherfuckers. Yeah. Juan, I'm sorry that you've gone through this. But the good thing is there are some loser fuckhead lawyers that only show up, try and do their little a few good men act, and then collect a check when their client goes home guilty regardless. I'm not like that. I like to actually help my clients. I like to get them off of these bullshit charges. You know, there are some people, Steve, who deserve to be in jail, and that's completely fine with me. But people like you, people like Donna's son, who I'm currently working for, they don't deserve to be in jail. There's bullshit charges. I hate that shit. I sense that
you'll forgive me if I have absolutely no faith in a system that puts innocent people in jail. So,
oh no, I completely understand, and honestly, I agree. But Juan, I think there is a possibility that if this all goes to shit, and you end up in front of some hokey judge somewhere, I want you to give me a call, and I'll do it pro bono. We'll get that shit sorted out.
Any way that I'm ever going to risk going back into that place again. I have no intention of even taking the chance of going back. I'm going to get away from here, take on a new identity, whatever I have to do.
That's great. You do that, Juan. But if something goes wrong, what are you going to do? Are you just going to kill yourself? I don't think so. You got family. You got things that matter to you. Why the fuck would you kill yourself? No.
Family doesn't matter to me anymore. They don't care about me. They've left me. I don't even know where they are anymore.
Juan, I heard once a beautiful piece of poetry that told me you can never go too far where you can't come back home again. And I think that's true. I think that's a real thing that happens in life.
Well, my home is where I am, and I am at home. I have no pride. I don't need people. I don't need anything, at least not for now. I just got to get away from here. It was luck that got me out of that place.
Sometimes luck is knowing the right person. Look, Juan, I am more than happy to sit pretty, as I was told to do all through law school, and just get us out of here. But I'm telling you now that there are people and there are places that can help. I've finished peeing a little while ago now. While we're having this conversation, I'd like to just sort of cast my eye around the bathroom. I want to find like if there's any this is the upstairs bathroom near their bedroom, so I assume there's like toothbrushes and stuff in here. I want to look for like personal grooming items, and then just sort of rifle through medication as well, just sort of effects like that.
Okay, I will tear myself away from the stress check and making someone roll in the chat. So, having a look through the upstairs bathroom, there's a medicine cabinet here. Otherwise, it's a stereotypical normal bathroom. There's nothing here that really seems out of place. It evidently has signs of being used, so it's as you would expect. Medicine cabinet is full of various headache remedies. There's salves, and also some stale prescription meds in there as well that you find. There is a counter off to one side where you see what looks like a little, almost like a little curious little statuette that's a little fat man, again dressed similar like a butler with a big portly belly in front of him, that is holding out with both hands in front of him like this a straight razor that it almost looks like a kind of weird novelty decorative place where you'd be able to put a razor down. Basically, it's obviously a male use. It's got a nice pearl handle. It's just sat there out in the open.
Right.
That seems like the most offensive thing in here.
I would like to put the straight razor into my shoe and then pocket the prescription medication.
Okay, you go forward to pick it up. The moment your hand gets within a hand's width of this thing, it leaps into life. The razor goes up in the air and swipes at you, cutting your palm open. It automatically hits. It does no mechanical damage, but you can give me a rank 3 violence check. So this is your mind stat that you're rolling against.
Okay. I rolled a 16 against a 60.
Okay, so you give. I presume you haven't got 3 hardened notches in violence.
No, I do not.
You gain a hardened violence notch then.
Okay.
And that will coincidentally, that is similar to another roll that was happening in the chat, that the person who succeeded their mind roll can get in their case, an unnatural hardened notch.
Does Janet make any noise when she gets cut?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get. Jesus!
What's wrong?
There's some fucking broken glass.
Are you decent? I'm gonna open up the door.
Jesus Christ! You see this shit? They've got a fucking razor wielding robot here. What the fuck is with this place? I just went to go get my fucking hands dry. As
you see, this little, what is now a mechanical that you're realizing, a little statuette you can see is wiping blood off the blade of the straight razor. And as it wipes it with the hand, you can hear a distinctive shink as it's sharpening the blade as well as cleaning it. Folds the straight razor back in place and then just holds it back out like it's waiting for its master to take it from him.
What the fuck kind of place is this? Jesus Christ. I'm going to take a hand towel and pack it into...
Have any Band-Aids? Yeah.
You probably find a pack of them under the sink.
Krasmersky, you got any Band-Aids? Come on, Jen. Out.
Yeah, they're in the cabinet there.
On the left of the medicine cabinet, dear.
I'll try to get some of those, but I've got to get Janet out of there only because I saw she was trying to go grab the razor blade.
I was trying to dry my hand.
This is the first time I've seen the little mechanical things because I was in the other room with the boxers.
Yeah, I mean, it looks incredibly realistic. I mean, you can hear the kind of the ticking of the clockwork inside, but you don't see any of the mechanical gears themselves. You just see this nice, almost like latex covered bits where the flesh would be for holding out the hands like this.
So I move her out. So I come out, closing the door. I'm like, what the fuck?
He's got fucking murder machines in here. What the fuck is with this guy? Jesus. Ow.
Speaking of murder machines, downstairs, Steve is looking a little bit perplexed at Tristan down there. What's everyone else doing in the living room?
Go ahead.
I sent you a message, GM, about that.
Oh, right. We have a look.
Wherever Uder is, Ella's just by his side, just terrified that these strangers have broken into her home.
Gotcha. All right. In response to Jake, rather than type that out because I can do it without being spoilery, you noticed a distinct lack of all the things you're looking for, which seemed you're also muted.
No kibble, no chew toys.
No, nothing. You don't even see a food bowl.
Steve, is that a real dog?
What the fuck is this? And he's gonna just kind of try and pick it up a little bit by the fur at the back. I don't want to hear it. Guns coming up. What the fuck is this thing? Yeah.
It's my dog.
No, it's sure as hell ain't. How heavy is this thing?
If you try to grab it and try to lift it up, it does actually growl.
Jesus.
Although you can see the teeth go gnarl and come extend, the kind of lips curl back, and you can see it's kind of very porcelain type teeth, almost a bit too perfect for you.
He's backing up towards the kitchen doorway, like, okay, what the? How did you? You making life like Furby things or what? What the? No, it's not real, Jake. It's not real at all.
We seem to have broken into the home of a very talented toy maker, Steve. Do you think maybe we're better off on the road? Leave these nice people and their toys?
I would love that very much, but there's a hailstorm going on. So I guess we're stuck in, I don't know, who makes toys? Iron Man? That's his thing, right?
Toys my ass. There's a razor wielding doll in the bathroom. Janet we got some Band-Aids, but Janet needs to clean this out.
Oh, Uder, I thought you took that one out of commission.
No, well, to be fair, it is my razor. You need to leave things alone. Stop touching things you don't have no business touching.
I wasn't touching nothing. I went to go get the fucking hand towel, and your little automaton fucking slashed me. Why do you have a slashing automaton?
The only way that thing would have
by the razor.
Yeah, and the only way that thing would have slashed at you if you'd have tried to grab it So don't steal
the
things
fuck
that
you're
don't
talking
belong
about.
to you.
Morton is going to return to the living room. Mr. Krasmersky, is it just the two of you, you and your wife, that live here?
Yes, it's
Yes.
just and the dog Tristan.
I was walking around the house and pardon, I have a hard time explaining my thoughts sometimes. I was going around the house, looking around, looking out the windows, and well, I tried the door to your basement. And I thought a lot about it. I've been mulling it over for quite a while. If it's just the two of you living here, why would you need to lock your basement door?
I don't know. Why does anybody lock the doors anyway?
To keep people out?
Well, you all are here in my house, so apparently they don't work.
So if we're going to go on that line of thought about why people lock their doors, why are you locking that one?
It's a door. I don't know. It's got a lock on it. I lock it.
What are you trying to keep in the basement?
I mean, it's my workshop. It's where I make my toys.
I see. What are you... This still isn't making sense, Mr. Krasmersky. Who do
You
you
let
think
your wife down there?
basement?
The reason it's locked is because Uder's a sleepwalker, you see. I fear he'll accidentally open the door and fall down the stairs. I lock it to keep him safe.
That seems a little bit far-fetched, ma'am.
Yeah. I know all about lying.
Yeah.
That's an obvious lie.
Juan, you see a door at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh no, the upstairs you went to.
Yeah, the bathroom.
Yeah, but I'm talking. There's no doorway down here, is there? You know what I'm saying? You'd
Right,
fall
you're-
down the.
you're-
Yeah, you're lying. I agree.
No. There's a door on the bedroom.
I suppose that would work.
Yeah, but you probably don't lock that. I think that
Yeah.
maybe you got some sort of deformed kid or something locked up in the basement, like in the
No.
movies.
Mr. Krasmersky, could you show me to the basement, please?
I mean, if you want to go down there, you're more than welcome to, I guess. But
Isn't it bad enough that you've imposed yourself on these people's home, that you're keeping them from sleep and threatening with weapons? Do you have to poke around in their private business?
Well, I'm terribly curious now.
You know, some of you were perfectly reasonable people inside. Some of you were looking at opportunities for parole. And everything you do outside is going to make it harder on everyone. You, your families, if you have them, these innocent people.
Steve, he's just trying to talk to us, get us confused. You know who we haven't heard from in a while is that girl. I
Yeah.
pointed Donna. Said, I don't trust the quiet ones because they're planning something.
Are we back from the
You're in the
bathroom?
Yeah.
I'm still in the
She's
bathroom.
Yeah, so we're off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going, Ice Pick?
Oh yeah, because I guess is the downstairs bathroom's down the hall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
it's right
it
across from.
Yeah, it actually borders directly into the living room, so
Mhm.
it's there is no corridor as such.
Oh, well, so I guess I can hear you. I'm just like kind of shouting from across the
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like-
basically across the room.
yeah. I'm like yeah.
Is she still in there?
Occupied.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably have her like the door's not closed. Like my foot's
It's
in
not
the
closed.
door. Like I'm not like looking, but I'm checking once in a while that you're like I'm checking every few seconds to make sure you haven't opened the window.
Tell her to
I'm
watch out
sitting
for the
on
razor
toilet.
toys.
But it's kind of awkward. I'm like I peek in the door, look at window, like make sure it's not open, avoid making eye contact with person on the shitter.
Yeah, you try to avoid making eye contact then in a kind of awkward look
Yeah.
anywhere other than there.
Right.
And there's not really much else to look at. There's a sink, there's like a towel rack, and there's something a little weird that's kind of hung behind the towel rack from where you're looking at it. It takes you a little while to work out exactly what it is. It's essentially like a series of couple of straps that could go around the body. Looks like an old piece of equipment, old medical equipment, probably easily dating back to the 50s. Looks like an old hernia truss. So basically, it's a leather strap, and it's got a patch that you would then have another piece of leather that would attach to it, and it would then strap in, so it would provide pressure onto an area where there would potentially be a hernia. Very old piece of medical equipment.
I'd probably kind of yell back to the others and be like, hey, Uter, was it? What's with the straps?
I don't know. What is it? Bring it out here. Let me look at it.
The straps you got in your bathroom. The whole contraption there.
I don't. Ella, do you remember what we bought that thing for?
Oh, I think he mean. No, I don't remember having any kind of straps in the bathroom.
I don't know. Bring it out here. Let's look at it.
It's attached to the wall.
Oh,
it's hung on the towel, it's hung behind the towel rack.
I'm like, but she's in the bathroom. I'm not gonna walk in there right now.
Here, you want me to hand it to you?
Yeah, sure.
I'll pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I hand it through the door.
Yeah, kind of open the door just a crack more, take it, close the door, just on my foot again.
Yeah, I mean, he's holding this thing. It's something that's been sat in there for years, but your memories are a bit kind of Swiss cheese as you're aware, and yeah, you're not too familiar with it. You recognize it as being a hernia truss, that you might have had an injury, maybe lifting something heavy a few years back, but blowed if you know.
It must be one of Uder's old things. Must be.
I don't remember. I don't remember what I had that for.
Mr. Kuzmersky, where do you keep the key to the cellar?
It's in my pocket.
May I ask you to give it to me?
Yeah, give him the key, Uter.
No, well, I'll walk over and hand him the keys.
Okay, which one?
It's the one with the other hole in it.
Okay, I see. I'm going to go have a look. Steve.
Watch out for razor wielding dolls.
Yeah, anything we don't want to, touch there, Uter? Or does Ella need to walk ahead so, Morton doesn't sleepwalk into something?
Well, I mean, the first floor and the second floor is all really Ella's space. The cellar's my space.
Yeah,
kind of like, so I'm not as neat and organized as Ella is. So just be careful walking around down there.
Steve, I'm going to go see if there's anything of note in the basement.
Okay, so it sounds like no one's accompanying you. You're heading back the way you came through the utility room and off into off to that door. And the key you've been shown does indeed fit in the lock. It's a well-oiled lock. It pops open, nice sturdy door, swings away, and there's a set of stairs going down, and it's pitch black down there.
Is there a light switch?
Not that you can see.
Uter, where was the light switch again?
Yeah, it's in the middle of the room. It's on a pull chain.
I see. So I can't really see anything down there?
Nope. Give me a notice roll, though.
All right. I got a 51 over 45%.
Okay, and let me just double check. I think that's Morton. Stats. that's still under your mind, so that's fine. You think you hear something move down there. You're not too sure exactly what, but you hear movement.
I'm
Just
going to
for a
sort of
second.
partially close the door, but still in the threshold.
Mm-hmm.
Ooter.
Yep.
Have you got something, a pet or something down there?
Mutant baby.
No. Tristan's up here with us.
Well, I think there's something moving around down there. I think you've got some sort of infestation, maybe rats.
It's probably one of my toys or something, running.
Okay. When I left the living room, were Ice Pick and Donna back, or were they still there?
Ice Pick, I think, is over by the door onto the ground, the first floor bathroom.
Yeah.
And I think Juan and Janet have come down from upstairs as well. So everyone, as far as I'm aware, is in the living room area.
Okay. Well, Juan, there's something moving around down here. Do you want to come look with me?
Yeah. All right. So I'll walk over there.
Mm-hmm.
I look around at everybody as I'm going. Right in the middle. So they said it's in the. You said the pull string's in the middle of the room. You said you could hear something.
Yes, it's pitch black down here, and apparently the drawstring for the light is in the middle of the room. But
hey, Uder, you have a flashlight?
I might. I can look for one.
Steve, what do you think?
I mean, you can go with it, but
is there a candle or something?
Might cut your arm off is all I'm saying.
All right, we're worrying about it too much. Just hold the door to the basement open so light can come in, and I'll get to the bottom of the steps and I'll just walk straight forward with my hand, sort of doing this to see if I can find the pull chain.
Okay, I'm going to try to find a candle or something in the kitchen. Keep the door open so the light gets down there.
Sure. Okay, so you go back into the kitchen then, Morton, and Juan goes down doing this in front of you.
Yeah.
When you get down there, you can feel there's definitely kind of an earthen floor beneath your feet, and something moves in the corner of the room that's off to one side. It sounds like metal jiggling against metal, almost like a whole bunch of keys rustling. And as you do this, as you say you're just going up above you, you swear for a minute you bounce off another arm that's hanging from the ceiling in front of you. And this thing, you realize as you knock it, you kind of pull back, and then you have the briefest feeling of what seems like lifeless, limp fingers brush against the side of your face.
I'll try to fight the fear. I think it might just be doll parts, but do I find the string at all?
Yeah, you bounce off again, and what feels almost like a leg bounces off that you touch with one hand, and then finally you grasp something metallic.
Okay, I'll pull.
Okay, there's a flash, and the light bulb in the middle of the room comes on, and you are suddenly face to face with what seems to be a torture chamber is the best way to describe it. There are limbs, there are arms, there are legs, there's heads which are all dangling off chains that are suspended from the ceiling. And off in the corner, in front of this large metal workbench, is something that looks like a metallic spider about the size of a VW Beetle, with innumerable arms reaching off it, which are holding, there's like a screwdriver in one hand, a saw in the other. And this thing scuttles over towards you, brandishing all these items. Can you give me
Ay, Dios mío! And I turn around and I run for the stairs.
Yeah, you can give me an unnatural check. So this, have you got 2 points in too hard and unnatural?
I have nothing in unnatural.
Give me that mind roll then.
Mind roll. 67 out of 50, so fail.
All right. It sounds like running away is the flee response, so you can certainly run the hell away if you wish.
Hearing all the commotion.
And I'm screaming lots of expletives in Spanish as I'm running up the stairs.
Yeah, so just as Morton finally finds a candle and a box of matches, you can hear Juan go, "Ah!" turning the air blue as he runs frantically up the stairs and straight into the living room. How are the folks in the living room reacting to this?
What, Juan? What the hell?
I'm just in Spanish. I'm saying, if you only understand me if you know Spanish, but I'm saying like, run for your fucking lives! There's a giant spider in the. It's a torture chamber. It's all intelligible to everybody.
So that reaction from Juan, him barreling up the stairs and running into the living room, Morton doesn't know what's down there, but he's not stupid. So he's going to close the door and lock it with that key.
Okay, you as you do so, you can see the shadow of something big moving down there as it's scuttling towards the bottom of the stairs, and then you just slam the door shut and lock it.
What the fuck was that?
It's like a torture chamber. There's body parts everywhere and a giant mechanical looking spider thing. And oh my God, it's a robot hell.
I'm sorry. Did you say body parts?
Legs, arms, heads.
Oh, Ooter.
I think the word is
what?
Mannequin in English. The mannequin.
See, mannequinito. No, I don't know. Sorry.
If they were body parts, we would have smelled it. They're not. He makes toys,
but they're not. They're not just dead. They're moving.
So this description from Juan and seeing his honest reaction to this, Morton's going to pull out his knife. Ooter, what are you doing in the basement? What is that? What was that thing that was coming towards the stairs?
But I make toys. It's just like Jake described. There's no real body parts in the basement. They're all things I make. The thing moving around, that's my well, I call it the rack. And it helps me make things. You know, it clamps stuff, it holds it in right positions. You know, it's just a tool.
But your things know who you are, and they know we're strangers, and they're attacking us.
Well, get out of my fucking house.
Whoa. Ooter. That's not very nice language.
If you don't like the environment, the door is right there. You're welcome to leave at any time. Besides, I don't have the gun. You have it.
Oh, yeah.
So leave.
Mr. Krasmersky, can that thing get through the door?
No.
No?
No.
The shadow of it looked pretty big.
Why didn't you tell us it was down there?
Well, it's a tool.
It's like Warren and Morton, but probably one more so because you saw it up close and personal. Morton, by just the size of the shadow, you don't think it can physically fit up the stairs.
Oh, it could crawl up the wall and onto the ceiling and smash its way into the house. It threatened me with screwdrivers.
What did it say exactly, Juan?
It said, "I'm going to fuck you up if you come near me," and then it came near me.
So his toys talk?
No, they don't talk. They say it with their expressive hands.
Fine, okay. I know you're scared of animals. It's fine. You've seen some sort of animal, and it's just the Uda's made got his dog here. I think you're just a bit on edge. Everyone's a little bit on a high right now. How about we all just take a deep breath? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Janet. Janet, tell you what,
Excellent.
that is a
Let's
great
calm
idea.
down.
I bet it's all fake, right?
Yeah,
so,
it is fake.
Ooter,
Yeah,
you don't mind if Janet goes down, right?
Is there a cut on your
I'll go
arm
down.
fake?
Hell yeah.
I mean, if you don't, I told y'all at the beginning, don't touch my things. You know.
I didn't touch your things. Your things touched me.
No, I didn't touch you. You're still here. You're still in good shape.
I went down to turn on the light, and the things in the ceiling were touching me.
Yeah,
I have a practical question. Forgive me. Uder, Ella, around here, how long does a hailstorm usually last?
Well, I remember.
Done.
I remember a few years ago, we had a really bad storm that came through, and the wind blew and blew and blew, and I thought it was just going to blow the whole house down and all the trees and everything. It was really bad. We had the power was out for days and days and days.
So we might lose power, and you know, I know that Steve and Ice Pick and Morton and Juan, you know, want to get as far away from Surrey County as possible as soon as they can move. So I think we should think about not bothering these people, finding some places to quietly get some rest for those who have a long drive ahead of them, instead of poking our noses and guns and things for no reason. And then the storm will stop and you won't have any sleep at all. You'll fall asleep driving and you'll kill us all. Let's just focus on what's important. You want your freedom. You have this opportunity. It's not going to end well for you, probably, but you can guarantee it won't if you don't sleep. Morton, you know that's right. You don't want to drive. You don't want Ice Pick driving you on a half an hour sleep and 3 cups of coffee at 4:30 in the morning.
These people are pretty weird. I don't feel comfortable sleeping here.
Yeah.
We have to do shifts at the very least if we're going to do that.
Yeah, and we need to, change out of this. He's kind of noticing for the first time how damp it is.
We're
not going to get far, right? So
why didn't we do...
Yeah, why don't... Well, we get caught up in the moment. It's an awful lot. You got to take care of yourself, first. Uder, where are your clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, clothes are where you normally find clothes. In a closet?
Okay, I'm going to need you not to talk in riddles, Uder, and I'm going to have you take us there, or I'm going to shoot you and maybe, drag you around and hope whatever your credenza doesn't attack us, okay?
Please. If you need clothes, I can take you upstairs and I can get you gentlemen clothes.
Uder's clothes, right?
Steve, no. You're going to open up the closet and this giant necktie machine's going to come out and strangle you or something.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I should build one of those.
Okay, Uder, I'm going to need you to take it down a couple notches with that kind of talk, okay? All right, we're all friends here. Let's not talk about strangling anybody. Shooting, maybe, but no strangling, okay? So, yeah, Ella, why don't you go upstairs with us? We'll get you to bring us the clothes. How's that sound?
All right. Okay.
Mr.
Please don't shoot anybody.
Uder?
We'll see what happens.
I know there was talk of me potentially going down to the basement. I'm comfortable to do that because, again, I think you're just being little sissies about this. Uda, if we're gonna make some patents of your inventions, then the blueprints and such would be downstairs, would they not?
I don't keep blueprints. I just make it.
You just make it completely from your mind. You don't have any sort of technical documents or any sort of planning or anything like that. You don't have a drafting table down there. You don't have
No.
My goodness. Well, in any case, I'd like to see this animal, this little whatever it is. Would you accompany me downstairs, Uda? I would love to see this.
Yeah.
Steve, is Janet in
Tristan,
charge
calm
now?
down.
Tristan, no, yeah.
Are we just letting Janet take over this?
No, we're not, Juan. You're
going off to get clothes. I'm bored. If you're going to fucking hold me hostage in some random little farmhouse,
Janet,
I want to go see the little thing that's freaked out Juan so much.
Janet, I'm going to need you to take it down a couple notches because I'm getting real sick of your attitude. All right?
No one's
Now-
going.
Steve. Let's just chill out here for a second.
Oh yeah, we shall. Yeah, that sounds real good, huh? Maybe
Yeah,
do one of
I
your
love-
breathing exercises. All right.
I love being calm. I love chilling out.
Yeah.
But the reality is that I'm bored sitting here. I'm a woman of action, and if I'm stuck in this room for much longer, my head is going to explode from boredom. So why not? Let me just.
That
go
might not be
downstairs.
the only reason it explodes if you keep telling us what to do. All right.
Steve,
All right. So I'm gonna go up with Ella. Now, my friends here are gonna keep track of you, and especially you, Ooter. Don't think I'm not watching you most of all. Donna's back from the bathroom, right?
No.
God damn it. Ice pick. Where's Donna?
I mean, I'm still right
Yeah,
there. at
I'm in
door.
the bathroom.
So I'm just like, I'm
gonna start.
Probably,
I'm gonna start sobbing on the toilet.
It's right at this point where I'm like, hey, you are right in there, because it's time for you to come out.
She's wrong. She's all wrong.
What?
She's all wrong. There's something wrong with her.
Janet, or who are you talking about?
I shake my head.
I'm like, do you want to come out and sit with the rest of them? I feel like it's more comfortable on the couch than it is the toilet.
Okay, I'll comply.
I'm just like, are you? What's going on with you?
I'm not good.
Because like, there's some really weird shit going on. What's
You
the weird
have
shit going on with
something
you?
for a headache.
Yes, dear. We have some medicine upstairs in the bathroom. I can grab that for you while we're up there.
I will take a seat on the couch.
All right. Well, you guys make sure that these ladies don't get any ideas. And Jake, you're not wrong. You're not. I understand that chances aren't good, so I appreciate you worrying about us. But
we're all friends here.
yeah, sure. All right, Ella, lead the way, please.
Okay. And
So
Ella will start going upstairs.
So is it just Ella and Steve going upstairs? Ella, Steve, and Mr. 9mm. Right.
Mm.
Okay, you head on upstairs. Steve can give me a notice roll.
No. 39 over 15.
Okay. When you get upstairs, there's a big blast of lightning. Thunder rolls overhead. And you're not too sure if it's the shaking windows, but you thought you heard something move in one of the rooms up here, but you're not too sure which room.
Okay.
It might have been a window. It might have just been the thunder. You're not too sure.
Ella, you don't have any more dogs, do you?
No, just Tristan. Just Tristan.
No cats. Now, I let's just do blanket. There's no other of these fucking contraptions that are gonna leap out and scare my friends, right?
Well, that I don't know. Uder puts them in, well, almost everywhere.
Okay. That's really wonderful news to hear. All right. Well, why don't
As
we...
long as you don't touch them, they're fine. They don't do anything.
Yeah, you're going in the room and I'm going to stay in the hallway. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, okay. And
So which room are you going into?
Ella will go to the master bedroom.
Okay. Right. You head into the master bedroom. You open the door, and Steve is staying out in the corridor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, keeping an eye. I'm not going to get boxed by a gorilla. No thanks.
Okay. Well, it's not a gorilla, but there's a kind of you have to do a double take when she opens the door, and Ella goes in and then goes off to one side, presumably to go off to the closet. And sat on the far corner of the room, looking directly at you, is a young girl that's maybe 14, 15 years old, that sat in a blue velvet dress, sat in a chair, politely holding a violin, and just looking at you with a quite warm expression that you can hear as she locks eyes with you. Would you like me to play for you?
Okay, Ella, you know how I said no animals? You could have mentioned the girl. What? I understand we're new friends here, but
don't
what
mind.
the fuck?
Her name is Juliet. She plays violin. She's quite good. If you want to hear her.
Is she real?
Well, that depends on what you consider real.
I hate this fucking house. Okay, all right.
Well, you don't have to like it.
All right, Ella, I'm going to need you to get me the clothes right now. And I swear, if you bring out a 14-year-old girl's outfits, I'm at the end of my rope right here. Okay?
Very well, very well. And Ella will...
And no, do not start playing that fucking violin.
Yeah, the moment Ella goes back to the wardrobe, this girl hasn't taken her eyes off you and just says, "Would you like me to play for you?"
This fucking house. I don't. No.
It's
Guys,
the only
there's a
thing she says. It's the only thing she says. That's all she will do, and all she'll say is, "Do you want me to play for you?"
Fellas, Uder made a 14-year-old girl up here to play him violin.
Oh yeah.
Are you shouting that down the stairs?
Yeah.
Like, what?
No, no, you heard me right. She wants to play violin.
You should bring her down. She plays really nice.
No, tell her no.
No.
Okay.
I find violin music kind of soothing.
All right, Uder.
Yeah, just quietly to the people who are currently in the room. Why are we listening to Steve again? Like, what benefit is he providing? Like the two of you specifically. Like, I understand he has a
Janet,
but like, you're down the hallway and I'm talking quietly. Leave me alone.
Wait, no, I'm right. We came back into the
they came into the living room from the bathroom.
Sitting. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't care. What benefit is he really?
Do you want me to hit you in the face with this stun gun? Because believe me, if you keep this up, I'm gonna hit you in the face with the stun gun.
Chill out, Ice Pick. Chill out. I'm just asking the question. What benefit does Steve, being
smack her in the face
leader
with
of this little group, provide you?
Janet, I don't think you understand. You don't ask the questions.
No, I do ask the questions. That's literally my job. What benefit? You're Juan.
I got a question.
What benefit does he provide? That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not implying nothing. I'm just asking the question. What benefit does Steve, leading your little group, give you?
I got a question. Why is Donna still in the bathroom?
No, Donna came out.
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't have an answer for me. I just think that's interesting. I just think it's interesting that you don't have an answer for me as to why Steve should be leading you. I think there are some very strong personalities in here. There could be great leaders, but yet you are happy capitulating to the nutcase with a gun. I'm just saying that your safety may be better guaranteed without the crazy guy with a fucking gun. That's all I'm saying to you, okay? That's just my personal opinion. That's just something I've observed.
Gag you?
Look.
Do you want me to
gag
like
you? Don't fucking try me, you're on. Anyway.
Game Master, do I need to roll to smack Janet in the face with the stun gun, or? Oh, sorry.
Are you attempting to use it as a stun gun or just to battle?
I'm just trying to pistol with her to get to backhand her with it.
Okay. Let me just check your speed against hers. So, Ice Pick versus.
My speed is a 40. I'm not particularly speedy.
Yeah, you will get to act faster than Janet. So Janet doesn't get attempt to dodge. Is basically what I was checking. So if you want to smack her, give me a struggle roll.
I'm watching
No.
everybody else carefully as this happens.
Oh wait. Would this trigger my? This would not trigger my rage thing. Okay, and so you said you can only roll your obsessions. You can only flip your obsession skill, right?
Yeah, unless one of
Okay.
your passions is activated. So your one is a soul skill. So you don't. This is definitely not.
Yeah,
that.
this is not. Yeah.
So yeah, it'd just be a straight struggle roll.
Would this affect keeping an open mind noble stimulus? Like Janet's not keeping an open mind to the situation.
Our noble
Definitely an
would be-
open-minded situation.
Mm.
I am openly just addressing the room and asking a question that is just, you know, I think it's completely valid. I
I'm gonna
think
put
it's
my
a very
hand over her
open-minded thing
mouth.
to do. To
Well,
ask a simple.
we're not. That's not. We're. I'm still talking to the GM. We're not. We're not. Yeah. We haven't entered time yet. That's not a. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're still mid slap. So I in that case I would miss. Yeah.
No, there's a difference in how passions activate. Rage is something that will make, if you're doing something
Okay.
angrily and it fits in with what your stimulus is.
I
So
gotcha.
basically, if something angers you, that you can then use that if it's the right type of anger. Fear is basically to help get the hell away from what makes you afraid. And noble is generally what brings out the best in you, what you can use to help when you're doing a role to help someone that fulfills that criteria.
Actually, yeah, no, this would. So anyone who believes or acts like they're open-minded and fair when they're just as self-absorbed as anybody else. So I think Janet's acting like she's open-minded, but she's really being just as unreasonable as Steve. So I am gonna re-roll my. Is it re-roll or you flip it?
No, you can flip it.
Okay, so I'm flipping my 62 into a 26, which is less than my 30 struggle, to backhand Janet and be like, "Listen, you need to shut up."
Yeah, that is your one. That's your one use
Yep.
of the rage stimulus gone for the session. Then
Yep, there goes. Yeah, that's my rage.
bang. So what does that roll become? Because this is what determines. damage.
26.
Okay, 26. So that is, because it's hand to hand, it's 2 plus 6, so that is 8 damage.
Oof.
Okay, that's a fairly palpable hit that you've just taken a good slap to the face with this thing.
Later, for Christ's sakes, remember hostages.
What is wrong with you?
Now listen, believe me when I say that if everybody acts calm and goes along with this, then we're all gonna walk out of here as soon as that storm is over, or stay here if you want to stay here because you live here. We're all gonna leave this situation and we're all gonna be fine as soon as that damn storm is over. But if you start losing your cool again, then somebody's gonna get smacked or shot or zapped. And we don't want that. So believe me, let's just all go with the plan and nobody will get hurt. But if you don't go with the plan, you're going to get hurt.
I don't believe that. Whatever, Iceberg. You want to
Wait.
fucking wave
Yeah.
your giant dick fucking gun around, you fucking be my guest.
Quick
Go
check,
get fucking eaten by a machine. Fuck you.
when that happens, where is Morton?
So I was in the room when that happened.
Can I have in which case, that doesn't, you don't sit well with violence being done to any of the hostages. Can you give me a self check?
Pardon, a what check?
So this is
Self.
a mind roll against your self stim. I can't remember what they call it.
I
Stress
rolled
meter.
over my mind. I
You're
got a
over your mind.
91.
Have you got any hardened notches in self?
No, I actually have one failed.
Okay, you'll pick up another one then, another failed notch if you
Okay.
rolled over your mind. Yeah, this is really sitting against your kind of core values, and you suddenly realize that you did nothing to. Well, it's not that you did nothing because there wasn't much time to react, but yeah, this really doesn't sit well with you.
All right. I'm going to walk over to Ice Pick. Ice Pick. She's not one of us. She's not part of this. Got it?
I hear you. I just need it. I need everybody calm and not freaking out and causing a ruckus and getting people to think that they should start questioning the line of order here.
Well, if you just ignore her, she'll get bored and shut up.
No, she needs to keep her mouth shut. She's driving us all crazy.
Again,
But
She's not
I
like
hear you. I hear you. I probably hit her a little harder than I needed to. And I apologize for that.
watching you.
Janet,
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
in mind, some people like Laner, they're sort of natural followers and they like to find some alpha dog to, hide behind so they can let their little sadistic impulses out. So don't get hit again. I want to see you home.
You calling me somebody's dog? Well, if that ain't the pot calling the kettle black, Mr. Bootlicker.
Okay.
I'm a
He was fairly decent to us in the prison, so don't be too hard on him.
Listen, they've all got their own opinions. They're entitled to have that, but we don't have to listen to them.
We just got to get out of here.
Now, Mr. Kamirsky, I had a question for you.
Yes.
When you need to go to town to get your groceries or anything like that, how do you get there?
Oh my God.
You have to think
They
about
don't go to get their groceries.
I mean,
And I just point at Uber or Uder. I'm like, I bet you he's a fucking robot. And so is she.
All right, are you okay, Juan? Are you losing it now?
This whole place is full of robots. I'm gonna walk towards Uder and I'm gonna pull the butcher knife out of my pants.
Whoa,
hold on.
Don't do it.
Juan, we don't know that you're right.
This is
Well, I could
what
cut off
happens.
his finger and see.
Let's just chill the fuck out. Juan, you are in your situation because of some bullshit. Let's not put you in a situation that you deserve to be in. Let's calm the fuck right down right now. Chill the fuck out.
Look, I
you told
believe
me your
you're
story.
real because I saw you bleed.
Yeah, one. Everything is going to be okay. Let's chill the fuck out. I still think we should use up Steve, but that's a different thing. Let's
I need
calm
you to
the
shut
fuck
up.
down.
That's what I said.
Juan, everything is going
Just
to be
shut
okay.
up.
All right,
Shut
that's
up.
enough.
Did you grab the headache medicine?
What?
Ella and Steve can be coming back downstairs now if you want. Everyone can give me a notice roll.
Ooh. That's either good or bad. That's good. I got a 33 out of 35.
A 33, so a
Yes, a
massive
33 out of 35. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, 15 out of 30.
64 out of 45.
Okay, so I've just seen lots of thumbs downs and a couple of good rolls here. Right. In which case, it sounds like what did Morton get?
I got a 64 over 45.
Okay, so yeah, so not a under skill. Right. Those of you that are under your stat, you think again you hear something, but you're not too sure what. Maybe it's again just this roll of thunder overhead. Ella, you're fairly sure you know what's rolling around upstairs. Icepick, you swear that somewhere above the living room and a little bit further along the house, something bangs on the floor, like something fell over that was pretty darn fucking heavy and is now rolling around on the floor.
I look up, I'm like, something's rolling around up there.
And considering you got a match, you're fairly sure you know which room it's coming from. It's coming from the storeroom on the second floor.
I'm like, hey, which room did you see the violin girl machine thing in?
That was the master bedroom.
She's in the master bedroom.
All right, something's rolling around the storage room. It just sounds like it fell over. Like sounds like a drunken sailor just fell over and they're rolling around the ground or something. I mean,
Mr. Krasmirsky, do you bowl?
I used to when I was a young man. Yeah, very much enjoyed it.
You have any
Does
more
your bowling
weird
ball
children?
attack people?
Well, I mean, I've got stuff all over the house. Honestly, I create a lot of these items as convenience items, like to open up jars and sharpen my razor and different things like that. I mean, I
So why would Ice Pick be saying the things that he is? What is in that room?
it's just one of my things. One of the things that I made. It probably just fell over.
Killer bowling ball is what it is.
Just fell over, huh? Well, what sorts of things do you have in that room? That this one, right here.
I mean, I store. It's a storeroom, so you store things in it, and so I've just got a lot of some of the inventions that didn't quite work out.
Well, I'm not about to go find out.
Maybe we don't have to. Maybe it's going to come down the stairs, knock us all over like pins in a bowling alley.
Well, I'd rather us all be together if that happens.
Yeah. Uter, can you turn? Can you turn your? yeah. Uter, can you turn your damn machines off or not?
Well, no. Once you kind of start them, they go.
They go.
What?
Batteries or?
No, I've just perfected a way to, make them work.
Well, if you did what you said, that you could be a multimillionaire in this world.
I don't really like people all that well.
Apparently not.
I like living out here, just me and Ella. That's what I like.
So, Steve, how'd you do with the clothes? You able to change out of your orange?
Great question. Did he have time to throw on a bad plaid shirt?
Yeah, I'd say if you want to change into a fairly nondescript old man clothing, you can do.
Yeah, it's a little tight, but yeah, feeling like $100.
Oh, and Donna, you said your name was right. I have your headache medicine for you too.
Oh, just can you give me the entire bottle, please?
Sure. Here you go.
Lena, Racinto, are you going to change out of the orange, or are you going to walk out of here and
start
clothes?
Popping pills?
I'll change. Give me that cool hat. Ah, thank you.
I'm going to reach over to Donna and sort of like try and push the pill bottle away from her after she's taken one or two. It's like, Donna, we don't need more than that. Everything is okay. Hold on to these for later.
I'm going to give it back to Ella.
Uter, you didn't answer my question. How do you get to town?
How do I get to town? Well, I mean, usually we just walk.
Walk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At your age.
That's how I got to my age, is walking. Walking's very good for you.
Do you have a car?
Robots don't get tired.
You do have this is again one of the things that isn't detailed in your background too great. You do have an old Dodge Dart in a barn outside. For the others, though, this thing would be even more conspicuous than the van you've already got. It would stick out like a sore thumb, and you probably think would have a top speed of about 30 miles an hour if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And maybe hold 4 people tops.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, I'll back up and repeat that. But yeah, I've got a Dodge Dart. Yeah.
What happened to our car? It broke down.
Ran out of gas.
The fuel ran out. You ran out of gas.
Maybe he's got gasoline.
I mean, you're welcome to go out and if siphon the gas out of the car, or if there's a gas can out there, anything to get you out of my house.
You can definitely try and go siphon it. If you look out the window, you can see where the barn is. You get a bit bruised going over there with the hailstones that are falling out of the sky like cannonballs. But yeah, going back to the road is to get back to your car is going to be about half an hour drive, and you reckon you're going to be getting severely hurt trying to get back walking.
Yeah,
that
I'm not going
distance.
to do it. No, just trying to drive no.
We're just gonna stay calm. And good God, Uter, I can't believe you don't have a way to shut it down. It's downright irresponsible. Okay, what about the other rooms, huh?
We've got some other. They are actually bedrooms, but we kind of made them into storerooms too.
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
do we know what's rolling around yet?
It's probably one of Uda's old bowling balls. Is all. That's
No,
probably
that's
it.
it's not a bowling ball.
Is it still rolling?
Does it sound like it's still rolling?
You think there's something moving up there from Icepick's perspective, letting your match success roll. If it is a bowling ball, it's about the size of a body rolling around up there.
It is the size of a body?
Yeah, it must be. Given the size, given the sound it's making, yeah, it must be something like a human-sized person.
I'm like, no, that we're talking about something like the size of a person or a log. Like,
yeah, she makes robots. There's a basement full of body parts.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa. Sorry, robot body parts or regular body parts?
Well, I don't think, like he said, they don't smell, so it must be like robot body parts.
Also, you know how there was a conversation that was started about Udir not possible, like about them not being real, and like maybe we should have them do something. I'm starting to think that the fact we got sidetracked from that is bad. Can we?
Well, if you have a way to figure out if we're people,
We just need you to show us you can bleed. If you give me your wrist, we can nick a little mark, and then we'll take care of it after.
Why do you need to know this? Your purpose is to get as far away from the penitentiary as possible. Why do you want to torture this farmhouse couple to satisfy your paranoid delusions? You know what Batman says about criminals being cowardly and superstitious? You guys are being cowardly and superstitious right now.
You think
I agree, for what it's worth.
Uter, do you have any beer or cider around? These guys, I think, are a little tense.
All right. You know what, Jake? You're right. Let's go meet. Who's the TikTok guy from Batman? The clock fella. Yeah, let's go meet him upstairs, and we can prove that we're not seeing stuff, because this is fucking insane.
No, that's not a good idea.
Do you know that the Japanese sell robot dog toys? Like, it's not like, I mean, Uter's obviously very gifted, but it's not like nobody in the universe has ever thought of such a thing.
Tristan, domo arigato. Yeah, it's not doing. I don't think it's a Japanese dog. I don't know.
Tristan, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
He's not a good boy. He's a robot.
He kind of looks up at you, but just kind of cocks his head to one side, but doesn't growl, doesn't make any sounds.
Roll over, Tristan. Roll over.
He yaps and then does a little roll.
They're trying to take over the world.
Uda's creations only react to him and myself. That's what I've been trying to tell you people. If you stay away from them, they don't do anything.
How do you program them so they only do what you say?
Well,
upstairs rolling around.
I mean, I could explain it, but it's very complicated, and it would take a long time.
Yeah.
Would you make it so that it would do what I tell it to do?
Well, I mean, it would maybe. I guess I don't.
I mean, to be fair, Jake might be right, and if that's the case, then we're just sitting here until the storm's over. So why don't you start telling us about this thing that you feel like you don't have enough time? Because I think we have time.
Well, I mean, they're just.
Hey, look out the front door window. There's headlights coming.
What the fuck?
What?
There's headlights coming to the drive.
Indeed,
Is
as
that-
Morton points in gestures in that direction and brings your attention to it, you have to really have a look out there. Maybe it's because he was looking for it earlier, that it isn't reflection of light inside off the glass. You can indeed see there are a pair of headlights coming down the drive. You've probably got about 2 minutes before they get here.
Who's
Alright,
coming? Who's coming to your house this late at night?
All right, everybody, stay low. I'm gonna go around the house, and if there's blinds, I'm gonna pull all of them.
Okay.
Yep.
This seems like a good point to have a quick 5-minute break for bio break, etc. So
All right.
we'll be back.
Thank you.
Right, set of headlights coming down the road. What's everyone doing?
So I'm drew all the.
Should we turn off? Should we turn off our lights?
No, let's
Because
get
they
him
would
to the
ex-
front
Do we
door.
think?
This
Well,
is
they
a
would
free
expect
car.
them
I think that they might know. I think they're close enough to where if all the lights just suddenly turned off in the house, they know that we did that.
if they know the Kramazerskis, then they know they should be asleep now. And they probably also know that there's escaped criminal convicts.
That's a good point.
It could
Uter,
be a
you got
police
neighbors? Yeah, you got any neighbors there?
I mean, everybody has neighbors. Yeah, we've got some neighbors. They're not real close by.
You're on thin ice, Uter. Thin ice.
So while is everyone looking outside the window right now? Like what is
All
okay.
the blinds are drawn.
I would like to, while everyone is preoccupied with the headlights and perhaps discussing what is going on, a light from the room as subtly as I can en route to the kitchen.
So you're trying to head to the kitchen.
Yeah, I just want to take the cheeky couple steps back and then a couple steps back further. And then if no one notices, I'm in the kitchen.
So how's that?
I mean,
We all run notice rolls.
as far as notice.
Well,
yeah.
this is gonna. There's something else happening here because I've just got a private message. Right, for the person sending me a private message, that's going to be an attempt at a struggle roll to see if you can grab it.
Uh-oh.
I didn't see struggle here anywhere. I have subdue and restrain.
Right, let me see. What
Oh,
dear.
that
Oh, no.
spot.
Oh.
Which is
I wonder who it could be.
which is
Going for
yeah,
the
it's going to
gun.
be. It will be subdue and restrain.
all right. Which is annoying because it's the same digit twice. I rolled a 9. So not
Okay.
a nice 54, but a safe 9.
Right. Your speed is 70, which I believe outstrips your target on 50. Right. Steve, you suddenly feel the gun being wrenched away from you. Jake, you've got your gun back.
I'm gonna tase him.
Yeah.
And
So I'm
Can
like
I
I'm scooting
kick-
across the room with the gun. Yeah, but
This sounds like this is the minute where shit goes down.
Yep.
Sounds like it.
So
Yeah, during the kerfuffle, I'm going to just peace out off to the kitchen.
okay, this sounds like the perfect time to roll it to go through how initiative works.
Beautiful.
So there is a skill called initiative, but having had a look through all of your sheets, none of you have it. So this defaults to half of your speed. This where basically where your initiative score starts.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Oh dear.
You have two choices. It goes on a top-down basis. So we start with high and then go to low. But if you're feeling lucky, do you feel lucky, Punk? You can try and roll your speed. If you get a success, so under your speed, but above half your initiative score, above half of your speed, that will become your new initiative. If you fail, so if you go over your speed, then you're going to go in the kind of the back end towards the back end of the round. If you roll far too far under your speed and go under what your initiative score is, congrats, that's your new initiative. So we're going to go round, and I'll go do this for everyone so I can then work out what the order is. Juan, do you want to stick with your initiative of effectively 35, or do you want to try and roll under your speed?
Oh,
it's
32.5.
I was looking at the wrong column. Juan, yours is 33.
33. I'm going to stick with 33.
Okay, so that's your number. Next round, Uda, do you want to stick with 25, or do you want to try and roll between 25 and 50 and get better?
I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay, so you're on 25 as well. Donna, what do you want to do?
I'll stay at 30.
Okay, so you're 30 is a nice easy one for you to calculate. Steve, Mr. Updike, 25, or do you want to give it a gamble?
I guarantee I'm not lucky, but I'm gonna push it.
All right.
Okay, so you can give me a roll. So you're looking to get under your speed and hopefully higher than 25.
35.
Right, so you improve yourself to go up to 35. Right. Next, Janet. So do you want to stick with 20 or go for the roll?
We're gonna go for the roll. We're just gonna do it.
No. Roll it.
I rolled an 83. No,
fail on 83. Okay. Jake, do you want to go with 35 or do you want to try and roll it?
I having just rolled a 9, I'm not going to press my luck.
Okay, so staying with 35. Morton, do you want a 35 or do you want to roll it?
I'm going to stick with a 35.
Okay. We've got a few ties here, so we are going to have to do a roll off at one point. Ella, do you want to stick with your massive 30 or do you want to roll it?
I'll just stick with 30.
Okay. And then I think last up then will be Ice Pick.
So I have 25. It's half my speed, and I'm gonna stay with that. But I have a question that but is Jake not handcuffed? My sheet says that Jake is handcuffed, and I have the keys to his handcuffs.
That is
so. I hate to like throw a wrench in something that we've already said was happening, but you need to get out of the handcuffs first before you take anyone's gun.
That is a very good point that I had forgotten. So
and I usually would just go with the flow of these things, but it says right on my sheet that I have two things. I have the stun gun and the keys to the handcuffs that we put on him when I took his stun gun. So
that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm only now seeing in your own cups. Although we've been on the road for hours and so on, but
we could have let him take them off to drink the coffee.
I mean,
that's true. Everyone did have kind of a coffee break.
Well, and with Steve turned, you could probably, even with cuffs on, if his hands down low,
front or back though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can still grab stuff with cuffs on.
Yeah, I'm going to say you've probably still got the cuffs on at this point, so you are going to be grabbing it from behind if you're if that's something you still want to try and do.
So I've snuck up and taken it, but the gun is behind me, so I can't really shoot, but I do have the gun.
If you want to try and do that,
I think it's very fair to the narrative to roll with that. I think it makes sense for my objectives to not. I mean, it makes the taser a lot scarier, but
I mean, basically, you need to get the gun to one of the other hostages.
Yeah, for example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which if they have a higher initiative than us, I mean, there you go.
And this is all happening so fast that we don't really have much time to react.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. We do have now, admittedly, a 1-2-3-way tie on 35. So can Morton, Steve, and Jake all roll me 1d10?
Single 1d10. How exotic.
Roll the 9.
7.
3. Okay, so 9 for Morton. So that's going to put you up to, let's say, 38. Jake is next, so he's going to be 37 rather. So then it's 36 for Jake, and Steve remains on 35 at the one at the bottom. So that helps to break the tie out. I I know we have one other tie. We have Donna and Ella are both on 30. So can I have a 1d10 from each of you, please?
4.
That's a 6.
Okay, Ella remains on 30. Donna drops to 29. And then Ice Pick and Uda, you are both on 25. So can I have a roll off from both of you, please?
1.
Okay,
I got
Uda
4.
drops. So Uda goes to 24 and Ice Pick remains on 25. So top down, because it's just you guys in the fight at the minute then. That is Jake going first on 36.
So most people ran to the window. I took the opportunity to grab the gun at last. I've been trying to get away from Steve for hours. And I've sort of spun into the center of the room so that I can't just get smacked. And then Ice Pick obviously has lifted the still bloody taser that he used to smack Janet.
Oh, hang on, my bad. So it's actually Morton goes one ahead of you. So Morton is first. My bad, sorry.
So what's happened so far? Has the gun been grabbed?
Yeah, that is effectively the action that starts it as a surprise action. So Jake has grabbed the gun, and now shit hits the fan. So now it's over to you.
Did you see my previous message to you? I asked a question.
Yes, that is completely down to you because it would pretty much be determined by what he intends to do. Would be counting as to whether you would classify this.
Okay. It's behind him. The gun's behind him.
Yeah.
All right. And then as far as Janet sneaking away, is that something that would be obvious or not?
Give me a notice roll. See if you are. This would be under your stats you would need, not under your skill.
All right. I'm sure it's over because 91 over was it mind?
Mind. Your attention is more on Jake at the minute, so you're not looking at Janet.
Okay. So let's see. What? I don't have a skill that's like subdue or anything. Could I use an attack to try to disarm?
Let's have a look at what your skill set is.
Like slashing at his hand so that he drops it.
Yeah, you can because your obsession skill, because it's a combat skill, has what they call cherries. That if you roll a matched success, you get to choose from those options according to which one you roll, and taking away an opponent's weapon take away an opponent's weapon is one of those options. So that is going to be the skill you use.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to use my cut you up skill and try to cut his hand and try to get him to drop the gun.
Okay, give me the roll.
Oh, I got a 98 over that skill of 55%.
Swing and a miss. Okay, so thankfully for Jack, nothing happens there. And now it's Jack's turn. And he's muted. He's stunned into silence.
That blade. So what is around in this situation? Like, it's not a fast and a slow. Is it a single attack or a single movement, or what are we?
It's more traditional in how it's structured. You can do things that are not combat actions, just they take more rounds to do them. But generally, a normal combat action would be make an attack, try to get out of the area, etc. So it's kind of standard combat from other game systems.
Right. I think my primary decision right now is that I'm going to fire the gun to make it clear to everybody here that there is one handgun and that I am holding it. But I wonder if I have seen Janet go scoot out to the kitchen, because
Give me
so
notice
should I
roll, see if
roll?
you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should want to burn the notice on. No, I'm distracted. So
You were
right,
focused on getting that gun back.
I got the gun. I spun around, so I'm sort of, I'm facing the gang at the windows. I'm just going to shoot one of the bullets into the floor, and say, "Get the fuck down!"
Okay, blam. Yeah, like I say, if you're pointing it down, that's not an issue, so I won't make a roll for that.
Yeah, and I'm aware that like ice picks the obvious problem, but I can't like aim from behind my back at him readily.
No,
but
you would incur penalties if you did that.
Yeah, and I also know that I know how many bullets there are. So if there's no guns, then there's that's not the worst situation.
Well,
but one for now.
You're aware of how many bullets should be in the gun and how many you shot back at the prison, so
Right.
you can have a good idea of what's in there.
Right.
All right, that was 36. So 35 is Steve.
Steve is seeing red with this. He hears the shot, so he's gonna wheel around and with the shouting, just try and belt Jake in the face.
Okay, that's going to be struggle or your equivalent skill.
I think it's just struggle. I don't see anything else.
Some of you have got some alternatives, but yeah, that's going to be struggle for you.
I'm afraid run a business is exactly the same, so I'll stick with struggle. No. I won 31.
And there's no luck skill in this game.
No.
So
Darn.
right, swing and a miss. That was 35. So next is gonna be going down the list. I think it's 33, which is Juan.
Yeah. Juan's got a bit of that fight or flight. When that gun goes off, whether he saw Janet go towards the kitchen or not, he's going to sprint towards the kitchen because he knows there's a back door. And
Yep,
they can all get caught, and can run like hell.
Okay, so you are running in the same direction that Janet's going in towards the kitchen. Brave Sir Robin. So that was 33. So next up, I think, is 30, which would be Ella.
Ella is going to run upstairs to the storage room.
Okay, you run upstairs. Right. Then next is 29. So that'll be Donna.
I'd like to go into the utility room. And I'm looking for a fuse box.
Okay, give me a notice roll.
Okay. 99.
You're just looking around. Where's the fuse box? Where's the fuse box?
No power.
Maybe right there, but you're looking around and can't find anything. So yeah, you're frantically searching this really cluttered utility room, trying to find out where the hell it is. And yep, finding nothing this round. So that was 29, 25. Ice pick.
All right. Yeah, so I think I'm going to be trying to tase Jake, and I think my intention is to I want to connect with him and tase him. I don't know if this is one of the gun ones, but even if it is, I want to make contact with it and tase him so that I am sure that he's going to immediately get shocked, and then I can try to get the gun back or something and get control of the situation.
Gotcha. Yeah, it is a handheld taser. So
okay, perfect.
To use this, it is a struggle roll.
Gotcha. All right. Hey, that's a 22, which is under 30.
And it's a match. So.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. Normal struggle roll to hit someone with a stun gun. It does no damage, but the target automatically loses their next 2 actions while jitterbugging around uncontrollably. The victim also has to make a body roll. So if Jake would like to give me a body roll.
And I guess as I'm just like, I said nobody had to get hurt, and then I'm shocking him and kind of like motioning for Morton or Steve, whoever's closest, to come get the gun as I cause him to start doing the jitter dance.
I'm fine on a 40 under 70.
Okay, so you do not pass out, which is a good thing for you. So yeah, you're basically jitterbugging of having lost your next two actions, and to add insult to injury, because you got a matched success on a major check, you gain +1 to your struggle roll, your struggle skill.
Hey, 31, baby.
Oh no, it's easier for the criminal to hit us now.
By an incy-wincy bit. Right, and that, I believe, is the only person left is Janet, who failed on 83. So, damn it, Janet.
Wait, I didn't see Uder act. Did Uder not act?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, sorry, my bad. 24. Yeah, Uda is immediately after Ice Pick on 24. So, Uda.
All right.
Okay. So I saw Ella, and so I would like to order Tristan to attack Ice Pick.
Right. That will happen next round then, because at the minute its initiative is already gone, so it basically was waiting for orders. So
I see.
It goes on initiative 50.
Got it.
So it's going to be at the top of the next round.
Okay. That's good.
So you go sick balls or whatever command you want to instruct to it, and then it's over to Janet.
Yes. So, alighting to the kitchen, I have two things that I wish to do in order of priority. My first priority is to run to the cooker and turn on all the gas knobs to full.
Okay. What's your
My
second thing?
Priority is to find an ignition source of some kind and then stand next to the back door and just hold it.
Okay. I would say in your first action, you were able to get to the cooker and start turning all the dials, all the knobs. Looking for a ignition source will be in subsequent rounds, maybe one, maybe plural, depending on how well you do.
I think I took a box of matches out of there.
You did. It's whether she spots them. Right. We are now on to round 2. So the first person will be Tristan the dog on 50.
Yeah.
The dog leaps forward with this almighty bound as its back legs. You can hear the dong as it leaps forward, like a very robotic, very mechanical thing that it is. And yeah, it's going straight. You said to go for Ice Pick?
Yes.
Right. This is going to be. I need to get his stats up. Has an attack skill of 40. So 51 is a miss. So the dog leaps forward to you silently, but you hear the snap of its jaws as it just misses past you and dives near to the floor. And this is like almost like jaws of life that just snap, almost like a bear trap that goes off next to you. This thing will hurt if it hits. So that was 50. So then we are round to Morton on 37.
All right. I'm going to grab the handgun and I'm going to point it at Uder and instruct him to call off the dog.
Okay, you grab him point. 36 is Jake. That's round 1 of your jitterbugging gone.
I don't know. Is it easier to grab a handgun from somebody who's currently seized or harder?
Oh yeah, they would be grabbing it. Like
Actually,
all the muscles.
Give me a speed check to see if you can hold on to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, because it depends if you're holding onto it or not while you're jittering.
He also pull the trigger because
yeah, you would clench.
Yeah.
So, well, that's true. I had just fired, but I'm trained, so who knows? Anyway, for the speed, I rolled 62 under my 70. So
Okay, he is still holding it. So in which case, Morton, if you want to try and grab it, you can attempt to give me a struggle roll to see if you can grab the gun away from him.
Okay, yeah, I did. I thought he dropped it. Okay, if that's the case, oh geez.
Or you can reevaluate, seeing that he still grabbed it.
Yes, I thought it was on the floor. Geez. I guess I'm going to. It's not my strong suit. I'm still going to roll to try to kick the gun away or like get it out of his hand.
Okay, yeah, give me struggle.
I don't know how that show would be a skill or.
That would your fighting skill still counts for this, so that is going to be your cut 'em up.
Okay. 21 under 55.
Okay, that's a hit. So, are you intending to do damage, or are you just trying to get the gun away from him?
You know, I still, because of my principles, I don't want to cause any more grievous harm to this man than I need to. So I'm not intending to hurt him. I'm just enough to get it out of his hands.
Good call. Right, you knock the gun out of his hands. So that scatters to the floor as he's now continuing doing his jitterbug impression.
Do I need to wait to pick it up?
Yes, it'd be an action to pick it up next round. You've used your action to knock it out of his hands.
Okay.
So that's 37, 36 is Jake, and then 35 is Steve.
Well, I mean,
There you
Steve,
go.
yeah, Steve is just gonna. Okay, let's try this again. Go pick it up. Where the fuck did everybody go? And he's like, I don't think he saw everybody run off. So he's complete, like everyone has just vanished from this room. All right, Janet, Donna, you're gonna be responsible for what happens next if you don't get back in here right now.
Right, that's your declaration.
Yep.
So that's 35, 33 is going to be the next. So Juan.
So Juan knew what he was going to do the moment that the gun went off and he started running. Runs into the kitchen. You said there were some mucky pots or pans or something on the stove.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just grab one of those, hit the back door, and run out, put it over my head so I don't get hit in the head by hail. And I'm heading towards the barn.
Okay.
I figure I can hide in the barn.
Okay, you'll get to the barn next round.
Okay.
That's 33.
I also have to push Janet out of the way, obviously.
Oh, she's somewhere in the room, like she's saying, looking for some kind of ignition.
Okay.
So you can easily get around it because it's a big old room. So that's not a problem.
Okay.
30 is Ella. I think I know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. So Ella's in the storage room,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm going for.
You're letting him loose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ella just says, "Boys, there are horrible, horrible people in my house. Get rid of them."
The others then downstairs, you hear this almighty from upstairs. Right, that's 30. 29, Donna.
All right, calm, trying to find the fuse box to turn off the power.
Give me that notice roll. See if you can finally find it.
83.
No.
You're looking around, you still can't find anything, but you find plenty of other random crap in here. There's like garden hose. In fact, there's a whole list of stuff in here.
Oh,
There is an axe in there.
Yeah, he hasn't passed his notice roll, so he wouldn't see that.
Whoops.
Ella yells from above.
that is hard to find in there.
But is there a shelf?
There are, let me see, utility room cluttered with tools, junk, aged washer and dryer that shows signs of having been repeatedly repaired by Uda.
And is
there's
the window
rakes.
broken open or open at least? Because I know the power lines were cut. I mean, the phone lines were cut.
You can cut them from the outside. You don't have to go
Okay. Got it.
inside. So there's rakes, shovels, garden hose, all of which would make good weaponry in here. You don't find the axe.
Anything I can use to block the door behind me, like the shelf.
Without like ripping the shelves down.
Yeah.
So you could try to dismantle the shelves if you wanted, but that's going to take some time.
Okay.
Okay, that was 29. So next down is going to be 25. So ice pick.
So, all right. At this point, I have a very important question. Is the storm still going on?
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Frying pan.
So the dog, which looks like it has like jaws of life jaws, not dog jaws, just narrowly missed me.
Mm-hmm.
And we now heard a roaring from upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A kind of guttural, primal, bestial type roar from up somewhere upstairs.
And it looks like the dog's going to attack me again, or
that's what he was ordered to do. So he's going to try and do it next round.
I think at this point, it's time to make a tactical relocation. So yeah, I'm gonna. So the back door is open that people are running out of, or
back door's in the kitchen.
Oh, okay, so it's people running into the kitchen to get to the back door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna run to the kitchen and yell at my comrades that like tactical reposition, and I'm gonna run back towards the kitchen. I'm not quite leaving because I'm hoping that I stay with some of them, but I'm also hoping that they get the idea that we need to move, and I want to put distance between me and the dog. So that's what I'm doing, is distance between me and dog, but not leave my buddies behind quite yet.
Okay, not quite yet, he says.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. 24 is Uda.
Yeah. So I'm not going to change the order, and so I'm going to actually head down into. No, I don't have keys, so I'm going to head into the kitchen. Yeah, I'm going to head into the kitchen.
Everyone
And
wants to go to the kitchen.
The gas is still going on full blast, from what I know. So
yeah,
it's only been a second though.
Right, so you relocate to the kitchen, and then next is Janet on 83. So you're looking around for anything ignition wise.
Ignition source of some kind, yes.
Give me a notice roll. See if you can find that box of matches that Morton put down.
I'm going to preface this by saying that these are some fucked up like criminals, Stephen and Icepick in particular. And this is me going, fuck this, I'm getting myself out of this situation. I.e., I'm scared out of my fucking mind and may need to flip-flop my role using my fear stimulus. This is how I'm justifying it, yes? So my notice is 15. This is not going to end terribly well, I don't think, but here we go. So I got a 21. I would like to use my fear stimulus to make that a 12.
Okay. And that brings you under your notice?
That does bring me under my notice, yes.
You see the box of matches.
Beautiful. I'm going to grab the matches and hold one up to the striker standing by the back door, basically just like, fuck you guys. Like, cool.
Okay. Right. We go to the next round then. Bors goes first on 60. He's upstairs. You all hear this almighty crash from upstairs, and then right above you, you can see the ceiling split. And it looks like something hit it with an almighty force, and something rips a hole in the ceiling that's immediately above the dining room, and this figure drops down through a hole in the floor and then smashes through the table, this big dining room table we had. So people in the kitchen will be able to see it. People from the living room maybe not, because it's round the corner. It looks like a man that's in an old, tattered blue uniform of some country that you haven't got a clue where the hell it could be from. Looks maybe like some kind of, not military, but definitely some kind of official post. Maybe police. Maybe it's a bit hard to tell from not knowing exactly where he's from. But looks dusty, looks disheveled, threadbare, and it lands on the floor, and just this almighty or muscular body underneath the clothing, and he starts to get up. That's what his action is this round.
And I think from upstairs you just hear Ella shouting, "Get them out! Get them out!"
You encourage him.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and next up is Tristan the dog on 50. He is going to continue his orders. He is going to run after Ice Pick. So let's give him a body roll. See if he can get speed roll rather. See if he can get over there. Dog starts to give you chase. That's about it. So Ice Pick is safe from my unlucky dice at the minute. Morton, you're up on 37.
So this new threat is from me towards the kitchen.
It's in the next room across. It's in the dining room.
Okay, so hearing that noise and crashing and everything, and Ella yelling, "Get them out! Get them out!" Morton is going to try his luck running through the front door with the car that's approaching. His thought is that maybe the people in the car will see what's going on, want to get the hell out, and he can go with them.
Okay, you run through the front door, and as you come outside, you go onto the front porch. You can see the car pulling up outside has a very distinctive black and white police car colours, and a what seems to be a little searchlight that's attached to the driver's side that it can manoeuvre around. And you think you see two cops in the front seat.
Okay. He's going to, assuming the front door is open and they can see what's going on in there, perhaps go off to the side and hope that they prioritize what's going on in the house first.
Okay, so you basically get out of the way, and it's almost like, "Hey, officers, please see the problem that is in here that is bigger than me."
Yes, so he's hoping that maybe they'll go towards the house and leave their car.
Okay. Right, we'll get round to them next round, see what they do. That is 37, so 36. Jake, your second round of going... So you're able to act next round. Then 35. Steve!
Yeah, Steve has lost control of the situation, and he's seen Morton go out the front, and that seems like a real stellar idea from all the sounds he's hearing. So, yeah, he's following.
Right, you leg it out front. You see a police car.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna run right towards that, keeping the gun kind of behind my back a little bit, running towards the driver's side, I think, if that makes a difference.
Okay, you're running round. We'll get to see see if they notice that next round. Then 1 on 33.
Quick question though, who is tasering Jake?
The effect, the gun has an effect of 2 rounds, so it doesn't have to be
tasers work.
held.
So you don't have to stand there and hold.
You don't. No.
Okay. So I am going into the barn and hiding in the shadows, or I'm going to keep an eye out to see what's going on in the farmhouse. But I've heard gunshots. Well, I heard a gunshot, and then I heard that when I was in the farmhouse. I saw something going on in the kitchen, and I've heard a horrible roar, and I know there's a car coming. So I'm just chicken shit. I'm hiding.
Right. This sounds like if you want to run in there, not a problem. You can open the door and go in. There is indeed, as was promised, there is an old Dodge Dart in there. But looks like you could probably run quicker than this thing can move. You get a little battered, but you don't take any damage getting out there. Give me a conceal roll. So if you don't have conceal as a skill, it's under your mind.
Have conceal, so mind.
Right. If you don't have the skill, you are rolling mind at minus 30.
Oh. So I got 28 out of 50. So that fails.
Yeah, because your 50 goes down to a 20. So you are looking around for somewhere to hide, but you're just...
Can I use my... Is my fear stimulus specifically about dogs?
Yes, for you it is, yes.
Shit.
You are terrified by dogs.
All right. So I fail. I'm not hiding very well.
Yeah, you can't find anywhere suitably good enough to provide a good degree of cover in there. So if anyone comes in, they're going to see you. All right, then next up we have 30. Ella, you are upstairs egging on your friend.
Yep.
Not a word you would think once upon a time you would have ever used that, but fair enough.
Yeah, Ella's just in the storage room, and after a little bit of yelling, I think she goes to the master bedroom and looks at Juliet. Juliet, please play. And just sits on the bed and waits for everything to be over.
Give me a mind roll.
That is a 44 under 50.
That's a match success. You sit down and you have a bit of a realization. I'm just going to drop you a handout to you in Discord. Have fun.
All right.
Right. Next up is 29. So Donna.
I'll pick up the shovel and use it on the window and just cut my losses.
Yep, you break the window.
Use the shovel as shelter from the hail and run towards the barn.
You start making your way over there. One might find that someone else is following in your footsteps. Right, that was 29. So next is going to be 25. So Ice Pick.
Oh yeah. So I've seen that my comrades have gotten out, and somebody's trying to blow the place up, and there's a new enemy in the place, and so for all these reasons and more, I'm out. So I'm just gonna run out the back door and start trying to loop my way back around to regroup with my comrades at the front.
Okay. Janet did say she stood in the back doorway with the box of matches. So give me a speed roll to see if you can get past her.
All right. 28 is less than 50. So
you're able to dodge round her and be able to start legging it out the back door. Yeah, coming through. 24 is Uda.
Yeah. At this point, I'm also in the kitchen as well, and so I see Ice Pick leave the house, so I'm gonna order Tristan to heal, and so he won't pursue that anymore. And I'll just, I probably will see Janet standing there as well, and just say, I think everybody's cleared out, so we should be okay for a bit. And I'll say that to Janet.
Okay.
And
I think it's Janet's turn next.
Yeah. I basically want to do nothing other than if someone or something tries to attack me, I will light the match and peace out the back door. So I don't think you can like hold your actions in the system, but like that's effectively what I want to do.
You go right at the bottom of the round anyway, so there's nothing to hold. Okay, so to make sure I've got the right targets, the only people inside, although Morton is still Morton ran out of the house, didn't you? Because you went out the front door and saw the police car. Steve, you are running towards the police car, trying to get to the driver's side. Juan, you are being brave. Sir Robin went out to the barn. Ice Pick also legged it out the back door. Jake is now returning to his senses, but is still inside. Janet is at the back door, so Jake and Janet are still inside. Donna is out the back, the outside window. And then Uda and Ella don't count as valid targets. So it's Jake and Janet are the two targets that Boars has for the the beginning of the next round.
I did just say get them out.
Yeah. So, having landed, I think that the closest one that is going to see is, in fact, Janet sees through the kitchen. This thing that looks like a person runs forward, like $6 million man runs full pelt towards you, and is going to try and smack you with a massive fist. So he has stats. Attack skill of 60% and 42.
I'm very dead.
How clockworks work, they do firearms damage. Firearms damage works that the number I rolled, if it's a success, that's how much damage it does.
Yeah, sounds very, very
So
good.
it did 42 damage?
It does 42 damage. Normally, if it's a weapon like a handgun and such, to put it in perspective, the gun that Jake went to grab has a maximum damage of 50. Clockworks have no max damage. So this does 42 points, where it essentially puts its fist through your guts. You go down to.
Could have hit her in the mouth.
Minus a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my I think God. You might have actually. You took 8 points earlier from the slap across the face.
So for a total of 50 damage.
Yeah.
Altogether.
Wait, is your body 50?
What normally happens is the GM is encouraged that I keep track of your hit points.
Yeah.
So you don't ever know really how many hit points you've got at any one point. Your hit points are based off your body stat, which is 50.
My body is 50, yeah.
Yeah, this thing runs forward and basically tears you in two. Its fist goes through you and then rips you apart.
Oh my God.
Your body is just a shower of blood that coats the inside of the kitchen. And well, Uda can definitely give me a violence check because you're right in front of it when this goes off.
Dear God.
Okay. I forget. What am I rolling against?
Your mind.
Oh, mine. Okay, that is 40 under 70.
Okay, you pick up a hardened violence notch, so at least there's a silver lining to this. And Jake, as you're also you're kind of seeing this on the periphery, you can give me this would be easily a rank 5 violence check. Seeing this thing that tear a guy apart with his bare hands.
So I have I'm 3 hardened for violence, so
this is going to be easily rank 5. So yeah, you definitely need to give me a roll.
Ooh, and 87 is not a good roll.
Right, you have a choice. Do you want to paralyze in fear? Do you want to run away, or do you want to attack this thing?
Run away.
Okay.
Smart choice.
I mean,
officer.
also I saw it sort of shoot through, like, I'm like back up in the hallway just recovering, and I saw this bullet machine go out of one room across a hall, and then heard this splash, and saw guts and viscera come in. So I think the front door is a good choice.
Okay, you started. It is indeed your. Actually, not quite, because Morton goes first. So Morton, you're up. Yeah, because the dog comes back, so it doesn't do anything this round. 37, Morton, you're up.
Morton is going to make himself scarce, preferably behind a bush or something like that, and hope that the police distance themselves from their vehicle.
Well, there's a police car you can hide behind.
Sure.
Right, I'm just waiting to. Here we go. Their stats. They go on 50 actually, so they are going to be going. They're going to be going slightly before you. They are all they're doing is getting out the car, but you can see their attention is definitely drawn towards the house, where there's this ungodly, unearthly, horrific rip and tear and splat inside. So, yeah, your plan works. They've definitely got their attention in that direction. So you can go around the back of the car and hide there. That is not a problem. 37, 36, Jake, you're running out the front door. Let's go run like hell.
Hard with my hands handcuffed behind my back, so I'm sort of stumbling running. Across the street from the farmhouse, is there a row of trees, or is it just fields?
It's farmland that just goes off into darkness in every direction.
Yeah. So and the hail is hail is still coming down.
Oh yeah. If you're out walking outside more than 5 minutes, you're going to start taking damage.
All right. So I'm gonna actually approach the police car directly, since I'm still in, although it's torn and muddy, the uniform.
That's true. Okay, so you're going towards the car as the two cops are coming forward. That's 36, 35. Steve, you've gone around to the driver's side as the cop has got out and is kind of looking past you towards the house.
Awesome. I'm gonna get behind him and blow his head off.
Okay, give me a speed roll to see if you can pull it off without him noticing.
Oh no, 63 ain't gonna cut it.
Okay, you pull the gun as pretty much your eyes lock with the cop who looks over his shoulder, and you just hear him yell, "Gun!" They might be changing what they do next turn. 33 is up next. One, you're in the barn.
All right, so shit's going down. I am watching the house. I see, is it Donna coming in my direction?
I believe so, yeah.
Is it too dark?
Well, I can see the house. I can see the lights in that. So
someone is coming in your direction.
Somebody's coming in my direction. So, okay, I've made my decision what I'm going to do. I am going to, whoever comes into the barn, I'm going to hit him with the frying pan. Or I'm going to use karate on them, whatever. I don't want to kill them. I just want to knock them down. And then I'm going to use my frying pan over my head, and I'm going to run in the opposite direction of the action across the field. I just need that time to get away from all of this so that I can eventually find a place to hide and go, I'm abandoning all of it.
Okay.
But I can't have the person coming this way see which way I run.
Gotcha. Give me a karate roll to see if you can basically
you actually
whack.
I've studied for years. I got a 21 out of 55.
Okay,
not
so
bad.
On the plus side, I mean, you're hitting them with a frying pan, which will be a +3 because it's fairly big. It's a nice, like a skillet you're hitting him with.
Yeah.
So that will be a whopping 6 points that Donna takes. You might see stars for a minute, but yeah, you something comes out of nowhere as you get towards the entrance to the barn, and then whack in the face. So you go, ah.
And then
I see him running.
Yeah, it's like suddenly you see stars, and one of them's someone running away from you at high speed. as they get pelted by hailstorm. 30. Ella. What would you
Which
like to do
is kind
following
of funny because the pan is making this bang, 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 bang. Anyone can hear.
Yeah, you just need to. Which way did they go? Ellie, you've had this wonderful revelation about your true nature. What would you like to do?
A very, very wonderful revelation indeed. I think Ella will go back downstairs and just look at Uder. My dear, your works are even better than I thought they'd ever become.
Well, I'm not that good.
They're better than you realize.
All right, that's on a 30. 29, Donna. Stars. Where the hell did they go?
I am going to just hide in the barn and use my aura sight to see if anyone's coming towards the barn.
That means you can see in the dark, effectively see them coming in the dark. So give me a conceal roll.
Okay. I don't have that, so is that 30 minus one of the stats?
Base is normally 15, so because that is a skill that everyone gets.
Okay, well, I rolled a 67, so that's no go.
You're in the same position that Juan was in. It's just there is nowhere to hide really in here. There's not enough ample cover. That car is just too small, and anyone that comes in will be able to see where you are. So maybe why he ran for it. All right, that was 29. So 25, I believe, is next. So that will be Ice Pick.
Yeah. So about how far have I gotten, like, around the house?
You were intending to get.
I was trying to get back to the front where Steve and Morton are.
You can be round the corner of the house, so you're on the front side of it, on that bottom right hand corner.
And I assume I see Steve engaging them, so I'm going to go rush to try and help him and get get either that, or if I can get in the we're trying to get to, like, we're trying to take their car. So whatever steps I need to take to get us in the car, I'm doing that. So I assume that would be taking them out first because they're in the way.
Yeah, they aren't exactly just going to let you take it.
Right. So I'm going to try to help Steve in the brawl here and get the other one.
Okay, you can give me a speed roll to see if you can get over there and engage in this in the same round.
19.
Okay, you're able to get to one of the two police officers. In fact, the one that is closer to the front door, that has just been told by his partner gun and is turning around, pulling his weapon.
This taser, it's a trigger one. It's not a cartridge.
It's a handheld, so you have to get up close and personal.
Right, but it's still good to go. It's not like I've used up the one.
Oh no, there's no ammo listed for it.
Yeah,
Basically just keep pushing the button.
Right, yeah, I figure it's one of those.
Juice.
Yeah, one of those handhelds. So I'm gonna try to tase the other cop that's not being shot.
Struggle.
All right. That is an 83, so I can't even flip it, unfortunately.
Right, you try to get close enough, and the guy just twists out of your way as he's turning around, pulling his gun, and you miss as you try and go in. That is 25. So next is going to be 24. Uda.
Yeah, I think that given the situation right now, Uda is going to give an order to Boars to stand down and wait further orders.
Okay, it's pretty hard to control him, so you normally have to set him doing something. So just asking him to stand there and hold. Give me a soul roll to see if you can actually command him.
Okay. Jeez, I missed it by 2.
Okay, he's looking around, and you can see there's kind of still bloodlust in his eyes. He's looking for a new target. And next, it would have been Janet. Janet's kind of over there, and up there. So kind of spread over the
bit of paste right now.
Yeah. And so it's now Boars on his action. There's no one else in the house apart from Uda and Ella. So the only other people that would be visible would be the cop outside the front, out the front door. Boards goes running towards the nearest target that's not you two. So goes forward and tries to rip the cop apart. So, and probably rolls 96. Barrels outside and slips on the front porch and goes flat on his face. So that doesn't help. Tristan kind of looks up and yaps at you with the kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Pants at you, kind of going, got a good dog, being obedient. No one else goes on that high. So over to Morton on 37.
Okay. How close is the driver police officer to the car? Can I get into the seat?
They had got out and were going towards the house, so they are about half to a full length of a car away from their own car.
Okay. Morton is going to jump into the driver's seat of the car.
Okay. There's nothing that's really stopping you, I think, from doing that. There is, admittedly, you have Steve and one other cop which are nearby the car because he got out and Steve came up from behind him, but they're not blocking the doorway. So, say, given the fact that it is stay hailing, give me a speed roll to see if anything goes wrong.
Okay. I matched my speed.
As in, you equal your speed.
Yeah, I equaled my speed. 70.
Yeah, that's fine. Equal is good. So you jump round and you dive into the car. That's on 37. So 36 is Jake.
So barreling out of the house so as not to get murdered, I sort of passed one of the cops who's coming up the porch.
Yeah, the one that's now had this thing try to go at him.
Shot past and sort of was looking for the protection of the car. And then I see sweet little Morton get in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve was on the porch about to pop one of the cops.
Steve had gone round to the driver's side. The cop that was in the driver's seat got out. And then as he went past Steve tried to blow him away in the back of the head. But the cop saw what was happening and turned around and yelled gun.
But he didn't move, but he was still so close that Morton could get around him.
Oh, in fact, actually, I forgot the cop would have acted on 50 as well. My bad. But yeah, we'll go for you in a minute and then we'll do the cop.
Well, so given the precise positions, I think it's time for me to throw the goddamn handcuffs over Steve's neck. Even if it means breaking one of my shoulders in the process, because I'm done! Fucker!
Give me a body roll to see if you can get your arms over and be able to try and then do the maneuver.
24 for 70, so just a regular success, but
yeah. So for a cosmetic ease, then you pop one of your shoulders and then manage to get the thing up, and then you can try to throttle him. That's going to be a struggle roll, with which for you is your subdue. I believe it's
subdue and restrain.
Yep.
I rolled a 92, but I think disobedient convicts are an appropriate rage point.
Oh, you are going apeshit on him. So yeah, you can definitely use your rage.
Flip
passion.
it on him.
29.
Right, you start to try and choke him out. There are rules for this. I'm glad I looked them up before I started. So,
Jake, brother, come on, man. Come on. I mean,
we're old friends, Steve.
Remember the good times at the mess hall? Come on.
Right, exotic damage, strangling, cutting off oxygen. Use the drowning rules. You can hold your breath for a number of seconds equal to your body stat. Cutting off blood to the brain. All right, then you range roll for the same for the next 3 rounds. Only possible option to avoid is to try and dodge each round. Right, so the minute he's got hold of you, so it will then be to see whether Steve can try and break out of it on his action, trying to dodge out of the way, or rather dodge out of the hold rather, because you can't dodge the attack because you act faster than him. So it sort of makes him trying to get out of the maneuver that you've put him in.
To that, I can use either my rage stimulus or fear stimulus or nimble stimulus if they match. So I'm going to use the fear on that just for in case.
Well, fear would be to get away from this. What you?
Oh, right.
But rage would definitely be the one that you need to
rage
grab
is
him.
the one. Gotcha.
So you have successfully got him in the maneuver. Steve's only option is to try and get out of it on his action.
Very good.
Or be successfully throttled. There's not a big choice. So that was 35. So then we've got 33, which will be Juan. Running, I imagine, running off into the distance.
If there's a tree line somewhere off in the distance, or
there is just black in all directions as far as you can tell.
Yeah.
There's no landscape. This is, in fact, because you're out and about and actually seeing it up close, the farmland doesn't even look as though it's been farmed in years. It's just barren land that goes off in, because they weren't farmers. You've got a crazy mechanical inventor and his wife that lived here. It's just the farmhouse is a nice deserted place where he could do his stuff in peace and quiet. Well, so there is.
Is there moon stars?
There might be, but given it's hailstorms, that's normally.
Oh, that's right. It's a storm.
Yeah.
It's going to be pitch black.
Give me a notice roll though to see if you can spot anything that is out there.
Oh, I got an 18. What's my notice?
15 would be
35. Base. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Right. Somewhere off in the distance, you think you see what may be the faint twinkling lights of another house, but it's a good few miles off. It's going to take you a while to get there, but it's something rather than just nothing out there.
I think if I can assume that it's farmland for miles and miles and miles, I think that I'm not going to go towards the light. I don't want to get into another robot situation or another farmer situation. I'm just going to keep heading. Maybe eventually I figure I'll see a glow in the sky far off, which might be a larger city or metropolis area. That's what I would head for, but not for another house.
Okay. In which case you flee off into the darkness.
Yeah, just listening to my own breath and as I'm running.
All right, and you effectively can declare like a fair escape. So you are out of it because nothing's going to find you out there in the dark, apart from maybe Donna might be the only one because she heard the skill that she has.
There's no such thing. As long as Boris doesn't find me.
So that's 33. Then we've got 30. So Ella.
Ella's going to go into the kitchen and turn off the gas, start fanning it out of the house, go back to normal.
Return things to a nice, peaceful player method like they should be.
Exactly.
29.
Blood off the walls.
Yeah, just whip out the brush and start cleaning it all down.
I'll have 29. The washing machine hands help me out.
So I'm going to basically curl up and lean up against this truck with the shovel at my side. Just wait.
If anything comes near you, whack it.
Yep.
All right, 25. Ice pick.
Let's see here. So I've seen that Morton has gotten in the vehicle.
Yep.
I guess on that rate, I mean, shit.
Yeah, keys.
That's the issue, though. Oh.
Yeah. So, does it? It doesn't look like he's like started the car yet, right?
The car is still running. They got out without turning the engine.
Okay, that answers my question. Well, shit. Steve's a big boy, right?
You like to
Take
think
Janet's
so.
advice. Take Janet's advice.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to get into the passenger seat.
Give me a speed roll.
All right. Well, nope, that's an 88.
88, you say?
Yep, that's
Oh
a
no,
fumble.
double
Right.
fail.
Right, you run forward, you slip as you go towards the door. Your face bounces off the open door for the passenger
Ow.
side. And yeah, you think you break your nose breaks because something definitely shatters when that hits.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there's just blood gushing down your front as a result of that. Right, that was 25. 24, Uda.
Yeah, Uda is actually in a little bit of a panic. And so he's going to actually run out onto the front porch and just sort of see what's going on.
Right, you head outside. You can see Balls is getting up and trying to have a go at one of the police officers. Also the other police officer, which is turned around and is face to face with Steve. And also you've got Ice Pick, who seems to have broke his nose, and to that point with an 88, you are now a -10 to your stat rolls because you've crossed over the first threshold of damage. So if that becomes relevant, I think the next up. Oh no, did we?
Don't forget that I'm throttling Steve.
Yes.
Oh yeah, what about the
I
cops?
think I
The
think we
cops
skipped
acted
the
on
cops
52.
and Steve.
Yeah, so cops and Steve have got to go. We'll do with Steve first.
If you shoot me, you should Jake.
If you want to try and get out of it, you can give me a dodge roll.
Yeah, because there's no way he's gonna be able to shoot a gun like this. So yeah, he's trying to lean on the. Oh no. 61.
Is it
he
a
might
fumble?
be Batman. No, 61
Oh, do you
is
have
over 30.
Do you have anything you could flip it with?
Unfortunately, due to his gender, no.
Rip.
Steve's a piece of shit.
Minimum roll 20 and same for the next 3 round 4 roll to me. Okay, so you are currently held. This is going to be a contest, basically, back and forth over the next few rounds. If Jake wins over the next 3 rounds, that is murder after that point. So yeah, hope that Jake doesn't win for the next 3 rounds in a row.
Or the cops stop him.
Yeah, well, yeah, see what happens with the cops. I think at this point, for all they're going to do in the round, they are going to be the guy on the floor. The one that was attempted to be attacked is going to draw their gun and point it at Balls, but Balls is going to get up and just doesn't care because it's guns and he's clockwork. And the other one that was pointing at Steve is a little bit confused, seeing that you've got the officer in another uniform currently trying to throttle out Steve. So he's also drawing his gun, but kind of pointing it between the two of you, not really knowing what he's going to do. And I think that is everyone for the round at that point, because I think everyone else is gone. Yeah, Kasud was on 24 and Janet is still spread over the kitchen. So, next round. So, Balls goes first on 60. He's going to try and rip the second police officer in 2 and gets 09. So that is 10 for the 0 and 9 for that. So that's 19 points of damage. Yeah, he reaches up and rips one of the arms off the officer. There's a gash of blood that goes off into the dark, and he screams. That was that's him. So he's not down, but he's still like ah, and has also lost the arm which he was holding his gun in. So if anyone wants to try and get a gun out of a dismembered police officer's arm, go ahead. The other cop then goes on 50, and he's going to try and then shoot at Balls for just seeing what he's done to his partner. Rolls 30 and hits. So there is a shot. Just 13. You can see, those of you that are in close proximity, see the bullet hole go into Bors, and it's a hole that appears in his clothing, and you can see the bullet pass through the other side. He doesn't seem phased at all by this. Other copper that affects is out of it for having his arm ripped off. He's just going to try and crawl away. So then we're down to 37. So Morton, you're in the car.
Okay. Does anyone look like they're disposed, like, are able to get in the car? Because he doesn't want to wait around very long.
If you open the door, I can get in.
Yeah. He'll wait one more round, and then if no one's in by then, he's taking off.
Okay, so you're holding. 36. Jake, you want to give me a roll for throttling Steve?
Want is a funny word, but yeah, it's my right. I rolled an 02.
Right. Admittedly, there is a caveat on these. You have to roll a minimum of 20.
Oh.
So you can hold him. So you're basically maintaining your grip, but this doesn't count as another round for throttling. So you don't cut off the blood supply to his brain for another round.
If I think that I'm protecting the innocent and obedient, and I flip that into a 20.
I'd buy that. You're effectively protecting him from, because you were protecting the cop because he was going to go forward and blow the cop's brains out.
Yeah, I mean, I think Steve's universally a real menace. So it's
right. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
2 more rounds left to kill him. So unless Steve manages to break out somehow, right, then...
or I can. Is he lose? Is his? I mean, I had a hard time keeping my weapon when I was being zapped. How's his weapon going? Because I'd love somebody to come and take his weapon from him.
Steve can give me a speed roll, see if he's kept hold of it.
Oh no, a 92. that gun is
gone. You ain't got it. Neither's he. Right, so that was Jake. So 35 is Steve.
No one listen to me. You're speaking already.
Oh, 53 ain't gonna cut it.
Okay, yeah, you can feel you're becoming lightheaded at this point. That this is your vision is starting to shrink down to a pinprick. This ain't looking good. Next up, 33. Juan, you are continuing running off into the dark.
I am at the airport. I am waiting for my flight to Costa Rica.
Just patiently sat there in the hail.
And
30, Ella.
The robotic stewardess comes up. You want something to drink?
You know, I don't know if Ella is in a certain state to sick Tristan out there too. I don't know. With that revelation in the master bedroom.
That's up to you.
You know what? I think she does. So
Okay.
from the kitchen, people just hear, Tristan, help Boris, would you?
Okay, so the dog goes yep, and starts running forward. Again, we'll then get to he'll be engaged next round. That was 30. 29. Donna, you're still sat there with your shovel.
Do I see the murder robots off in the distance?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have auras because they aren't alive.
Yeah, but I'm seeing auras just disappear.
Yeah, I mean, there's the cop. One of them is slowly getting fading away. Steve is also fading away at the minute. So yeah, the lights are starting to get dimmer around.
I'll watch for a little bit more.
Oh, voyeuristic. Right, that was 29. 25. Ice pick. You got time to get in the car again.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm just gonna get in the car.
Okay, you are -10 to your speed because of your injury that you sustained. So give me a roll.
Oh, do I need a roll to get in now at this point? Now that
It's mainly to see if anything else happens on the way in. For instance, like, do you get a random hailstone hit you in the face?
okay, that is a 0.7. So that's 7.
You are in without
All right.
problem. All right. So you're both in the car.
Yeah, and I guess I'm gonna look to see if there's anything like in the glove box that we can maybe use to help. But at this point, I'm like, gun it! Like, it's time to go.
There's nothing we can do.
Yeah, there's not.
That was 25. So 24 is Uda. He's also muted.
Oh, you're mute.
Yeah. So Uda, I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to actually go out to where all of this is going on, and see if I can find like one of the guns. I think that's what I'm going to try to do.
Okay, give me a notice roll.
Oh wow, that is an 01.
Hey,
You see both the guns that are out here. There's the one that Steve dropped, and there's the one that's still held in the hand of the dismembered arm of the cop that's right by you. So that's the closer one of the two.
I'll go to the closest one.
Okay, and you can pick that up in this round. So that's your action done. Then to pick up the weapon, and then that is the end of the round because you are the last. You are the slowest out of everyone that's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I've missed anyone. I think I've got everyone there.
Yeah, you got everybody.
Right. So back up to the top with Bors on 60. He is going to try and finish off the cop in front of him. And roll 62, so he misses. However, the dog thing has a go at him and rolls 10. So that is firearms damage of 10. That drops him to a minus 20 for the cop. So he is basically, he's got one arm left and the dog is basically almost biting his way through it. The poor guy is screaming, writhing on the floor. He is just going to try and get the hell away at this point. And he starts not legging it, but he tries limping off into the distance with the dog still trying to rip his arm off in the process. The other cop is still going to try and shoot at Bors and fails. And then that's both of the cops done. That's Bors done. That's Tristan done. Morton on 37. You're in a car. The engine's running. You've got a passenger.
It's total bedlam outside the car. He's not waiting anymore. So he grabs the shifting lever, puts it in drive, and floors it.
Okay, give me a drive roll.
Okay. That's not going to cut it. An 87 over 15%.
Okay, it's not a match failure. So you start to turn it round. You're slipping and sliding on all this muddy ground. But at least you get it. You start turning it round, but you're not not zooming out yet.
Okay.
So you've effectively maneuvered and at least vaguely pointing in the right direction.
Slip sliding around.
Yep. That is 37, 36. Jake.
Steve's dropped the gun in the hail spattered mud. He's stopped screaming. So
trying to tap out. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna, put my heel on the gun and wrench the handcuffs over his face to drop him to the ground before he dies.
So when you say that, are you actively trying to kill him, or are you being merciful at the last minute?
I'm trying to release him, but not nicely.
Okay, give me your subdue roll then. So this will be more for damage than actually killing him.
16 is, well under 55, but it's not a cool 52.
Okay, so that will be 7. So that is to Steve. Okay, yeah, there is a definite gasp as he draws in breath. and then you can see him go down. So you're suddenly feeling a rush of blood back to your head. Your stars in your eyes and everything's starting to white out a bit, but you are able to breathe finally, and there is blood rushing to places where it should be rushing to. So that is now your turn on 35.
He's getting up and he's swearing more swears than even I know as the car's like spinning out. He's gonna just try and like grab onto the back. He can't even deal with Jake right now. He's gonna let this tearing thing take care of him.
Okay, give me a speed roll to see if you can grab it while it's moving around.
Well, would you believe I can't? At a 62 over 50, face first in the mud, leaps for it.
Okay, you
Splat.
you're face down in the mud. Depending on what happens with Morton, he may end up running over you. We'll see what happens. So that is 35. Then 33, 1 running.
I might just sit down in the mud and hold the pan over my head because it can't last forever.
Dunk, 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 dunk. It's lasting all night. You take damage every 5 minutes. So, Ella, you're on 30.
Ella's gonna go outside and watch the chaos unfold.
Get these people off my lawn. Hey, 29, Donna.
I'll watch Ella watch everyone else.
Yeah, Ella with that aura of something that you have no idea.
She's not
what the hell
human.
this is.
She's not
she
right.
Is not, she is not human. You're 100% certain of that. That was 29, 25. Ice Pick. You're in the car that's kind of doing this kind of fishtailing.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting out of here. That's all that's good. What is in the glove box?
You find, I'd say probably find a flare gun, a few road flares. They wouldn't have a gun in there because they're already.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, could I get the window open and shoot a flare in the same?
You can try it, but you're going to be at some pretty substantial penalties.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna get the flare gun, and I'm gonna start lowering the window. But I'm not gonna rush to do this. Just like if we still haven't gotten out of here by next turn, I might shoot at one of the cops to try and see if I can help Steve. But at this point, I'm ready to go. So that's what the focus is.
Okay, so that's your prepping for next round effectively. That was 25, 24. Uda.
Yeah, I picked up this gun and I realize that I don't know how to use it. So I'm looking around and I probably see Ella at this point, and I'm just going to go over to her and defend. That's kind of my mindset.
And that is indeed what you do. That is what brings out the best in you. Right, that was 24. So next round, I think we're probably going to wrap towards a conclusion very quickly. Bors, yeah, he tears the other. Runs over and, as aided by the dog, tears the other policeman in two. The other cop who's trying to take pot shots realizes that he's missing Bors completely. Sees the dog then turn on him, and he just runs off doing a one and runs off into the dark. Just trying to get anywhere away from these, realizing that he's next on, basically his head is next on the platter if he stays where he is. Morton, if you're attempting to get the car under control, give me a drive roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shift it into 4-wheel and get some traction here. So 21 over 15.
All right. You admittedly do have part of the benefit of having already tried this in the previous round. The slight problem is that you're looking for something to give the vehicle traction. You just found it. It's called Steve. Steve takes 21 points of damage, reflecting your roll. Doesn't kill him, but yeah, Steve's feeling pretty bad. At this point, you're at a -20 to your stat rolls. But it does mean that as the wheel quickly grinds against his back and almost tears him up on his back, on his lower back and his arse, the car lurches forward, and you do start fishing off into the dark.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
yeah, literally.
Oh man.
That was 35, 33, 1. Running, perpetually running.
Wait, I think I got skipped.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad.
That's all right.
Yeah, 36 is Jake.
It was good timing because Steve and I were in a sort of colloquy, and then it got resolved because I can see his hip bones and part of his spine, which makes the matter simpler. I'm going to pull my authorized firearm out of the mud. And I'm going to move off of this property across the road to start.
Okay, so you retrieve the gun and go back a few steps. That's your main action in the round is retrieve the gun. Yep. And that is 36. Steve, you feel in a shit ton of pain. What do you want to do?
It's burning. Like, he's reduced to animal instincts at this point. He just saw the car go out the way. He's just crawling. He's just in the getting hit by hail. Just crawling, man.
I think you're just trying to get away any way you can, one arm after the other.
Yep.
1 running. Ella, watching chaos.
Yeah, just watching.
Donna, you have a shovel.
Steve's aura is kind of, it's kind of fading.
Yeah, he's kind of definitely not as bright as it was.
Still watching.
Ice pick. You've got the window down if you want.
I think as we're starting to roll out of here, so what is the image as we Steve is on the ground. We've just used him to get out of here. But what's the status of the cops and the dog?
One of the cops is almost certainly down because there's bits of him all over the driveway. The other one you can see just on the edge of the light running off into the dark because he realizes that Balls is going to come after him next. The dog is also chasing after him.
I guess I'm going to shoot at the cop because I don't want there to be witnesses, and I'm hoping to help the dog out at this point.
Okay, you are going to be at a fairly bad penalty for this because you're moving,
and I have the -10,
and he's moving. You're at a -30 to your
right. Yeah, so I believe this means that I need to get a 1.
Well, there's a chance.
I got a 24, which is still too low because does this use shoot gun?
Yes, this will be.
Yeah, so I needed to have gotten a 1 and I didn't. So I got a 24, and that's not a critical 1.
Bam! There's a flare which shoots out across the ground. And
hits
these
me.
Things,
Hits one in the pan.
So yeah, this thing is designed for shooting up in the air,
right?
Like a flare. So it kind of arcs down, and it just embeds in the ground, off in the darkness. And then Uda on 24.
I'm with Ella. I'm watching all this chaos going on.
Okay, I think we're going to almost just do another couple of rolls here, and that's pretty much where we'll wrap up. So, Morton, give me another drive roll to see how well you are getting off the property.
All right. So I got the car pointed in the right direction. Steve gave me a little bit of assistance there. So let's see. All right, I rolled a 2.
You finally have control. In fact, you have perfect control on this. Maybe it's the fact you hit a good part of the road, which is actually got some gravel left on it, actually got some hard surface.
Steve.
You are away. So the others back at the house will just see these 2 red lights as a brake lights just going off into the distance, and you are home free.
All right, where do you want to go, Ice Pick?
Anywhere but here. Good going, Morton.
All right.
We somewhere we can switch cars because we got to do that. But yeah.
In due time, we'll get there.
Right.
One last look in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, does it look like anybody else made it out?
Well, let's see what's happened to Steve, because Steve, Jake goes next on 36 and has just picked up his gun.
Have Boris and Tristan kind of just dealt with the cop who's running away still?
Boris is running off into the dark, chasing the cop that had got away. So effectively, that's everyone that's left is just you guys. So they are out of it now.
All right.
So I'm across the small paved road, like holding my ruptured shoulder and my muddy gun and my bloody cuffs between my wrists, like Mr. and Mrs. Krasmersky.
Yes, dear.
Yes.
We apologize for the inconvenience.
Don't worry about it, dear.
Point me the way toward civilization. Be on my way.
Follow the gentleman in the car. They're heading the right way.
Have a good night. Take care.
Feel free to come back anytime, officer. You're always welcome.
But I'd prefer if you didn't.
Yeah. Right. Getting back to the car, it's about a mile hike. It's going to take you half an hour to get there. So that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Roll 60-10.
Oh, all the hail.
8, 4.
Hang on.
8, 4.
8, 4, 8, 4.
And 5, 6. Wow. So many nice high rolls.
You're still up, because that brings you down to a total of that's total damage you've taken is 30. Total damage 40. So your current hit points are 30. So you get to you get back to the car. Admittedly, it's out the van. It's out of gas, but at least it's somewhere where you can hold up away from all the hail that's coming down on top of you. So you're battered and bruised, but still alive, and you can basically wait it out until morning in the car if you want.
That'll be a very interesting conversation with the HR community and psych staff and so on. But yeah, I've got my gun. I'm beaten to bits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're down into the -20s, your stat territory at that point.
So I spend the night rocking back and forth and thinking about what I'm going to tell my boss, and then like get to steal a lot of money and go to Hawaii once I recover.
All right, Steve, what are you doing?
Well, guessing at the reduced speed and the amount of damage taken from a car, I'm guessing he gets pulped before he even makes it across the property line. Like he's probably just about when a final hail just conks him out.
Yeah, in fact, I think what might be probably more apt before you as you are being battered and just as things are starting to get to start to go dark again, as you realize you are being pelted, you hear a squelching pair of footprints come up behind you, and you turn around to see this
home, boys.
Yeah. Having dealt with the cop, there is just this man mountain of a clockwork that's there that just brings his foot down on your head.
Oh, for the lava.
Yeah, it's just I think then Donna, admittedly, you're out in the barn, so no one has gone out there checking after you. One, you are running out into the middle of nowhere. I'm going to say, well, how you just said you're going to carry on running until you find something that's not a farmhouse. Oh, you're muted.
I'm probably walking at this point.
All right, so you are going to be
probably covered a few miles. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say 10d10 then. So roll them and let me know what they are.
Of course, remember I have the pan over my head.
It's coming all over. So it's just you're avoiding the head, but it's still battering you all over the rest of you.
Okay. 3.
You're gonna have to roll
3.
pretty damn high for this to kill you. It's basically how
1.
battered you are by the end of it.
6. 1. 8. 6. 8. 6, 7, 8. 6 and 8. Oh boy. Now you want me to add.
Yeah, I heard some of those. I heard 186868.
Well, let's see. 3, 3, 1. That's 7 plus 6, 1, 8. 6, 8, 6, 8.
Yeah, I've got your 10 rolls there. So that is a total of 51, which means of your 65, you are down to the minus 30 bracket. You have less than a quarter of your starting health left. You are absolutely battered and broken by the time in the morning when the storm finally breaks, and you are pretty much just curled up in a ball, but you're still clinging to life. If you hadn't got that frying pan and taken a few more dice damage to the head, you'd probably be dead by now. So yeah, when the morning comes and the storm breaks, you are able to try and stagger your way towards civilization.
And by then, I'll have given
your
description to the authorities from my hospital bed.
Yeah, whether they catch you or not is another story. Donna, what is your plan when you're able to hide out in the barn until morning comes? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna abandon the safety of the barn because I know there's a killer robot on the property. So I'm just gonna take the risk with the shovel over my head.
Okay,
run to the next farmhouse.
Give me a conceal roll to see if you can get there without being noticed.
Oh God.
Or is it still around?
Okay, I got a 31, but can I use my fear stimulus for the unnatural, the abuse of mystic power?
Hell yes.
Goodbye.
Right, you leg it off into the dark. You get you're going to take give me 60 10.
60 10. I'll take those.
Mm-hmm.
3 9, so that's 12. 4 16. Another 4 20. 8 28. Another 3 31. And then 10
41.
Okay, so that means
you've
taken a total of 47 points of damage. You have 3 hit points left as you finally stagger through the door of the next farmhouse. That they take you in on literally your last legs, and they immediately call for an ambulance. And meanwhile, then I think the only 2 that are left, apart from cleaning Janet up off the interior of the kitchen, Uda and Ella. How do you wrap up this interesting evening?
Well, Ella, that was not the kind of evening I was hoping for.
No, not really. But I do think I know something that could make our evening a little brighter.
Oh, what's
Juliet, please play louder.
And Ella will hold out her hand.
Would you like to dance, my love?
Of course.
Right, and we'll leave it then in that last image as Juliet starts playing the violin, as Uda takes the cold, evidently the latex-covered fleshy substitute over the clockwork that was originally built by yourself that you've been trying to tell yourself for years obviously isn't your wife, because your wife died, but you obliterated the memory of that so that you could bring her back to life in her clockwork body, because you have to sacrifice your own memories to do so. But you've been in a state of self-denial for a long time now, and you're just able to cling on to that self-delusion just a little longer as you just listen to the music and dance with your the thing that wears your wife's face. And that's where we'll leave it.
You were half right with the robot theory.
I do like that somebody, I think, I can't remember who it was in chat, but they called the opposite of what it actually was. They were like, did you like...
Yeah, they were like,
great.
Ooter's the robot.
Yeah, it's like, actually.
I thought that for a while, that maybe she was the mastermind.
Nope.
Also, I feel so bad for Janet. I'm sorry. I should have never hit you for 8 points of damage.
You killed me.
You would have lived had you not taken that.
Had you simply overthrown Steve like I was trying to engineer, none of this would have happened.
Had you just kept your mouth shut and stayed put.
I was telling the truth when I said when I was like him and Han. I was telling the truth with every word. I was like, if you all just shut up and go with the plan, nobody's gonna get hurt. But I knew that wasn't gonna happen.
I'm sorry, I kind of went full villain mode there.
That's good. Thank you, Matt.
That was
That was excellent.
Awesome.
Our players included, and here's a list. Our players included David Gassaway, Alex Sun, Riley Kruger, Connor McLean, Daniel DePaulis, John Dos Passos, Julian Arpa, Nathan Decker, and myself, with Matthew Sanderson as the Game Master. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members. You can set up private games. You can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the occulted realms of magic and conspiracies and the Unknown Armies role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.